Hey, it's EBERRON.
Hi.
Of the traveling ranch.
Of the sister. Yeah.
There's
Wow.
a lot of lag on Discord today. It was like 5 whole seconds.
Yeah, weird.
It was because of all the women's year wishes.
And
Yeah, they had
the
those
women
had to
wished for my
resolve
delay.
before your statement.
all 5 seconds of Women's Day had to resolve.
Yeah. We got all of them.
We got all of them.
Yeah. Well, last time on EBERRON, Le Parte took a train to the north, and they went there on their way to the Blackcaps to do something. Investigate this locale marked for them by Mr. Marlon Arcade before his untimely demise.
Huh?
And,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
I thought, for some reason, I was thinking of Cassian when you said that.
No.
It's like, wait a minute.
Caspian remains alive and is back there.
For now.
For now. You're gonna have a dream about him getting his fucking head stuffed in. And then the guy's gonna look in and he's like, now you got no job!
That's the worst thing of all that can happen to somebody else. Them dying and we get no job.
Yeah.
No job?
Worst case scenario. They met some wacky characters on the train. Some real goofballs, some pranksters. And then they got to Wroat, and they went and they looked around, and they they did some stuff. Bought some fabric, fed some ducks, read some books.
Dumb fabric.
Oh, I just realized an alternative.
Vothnak thinks that Zan has mind powers.
Yes. It's
And
canon.
That's canon. And, then everybody came back to the, train and said, hey, ho, what do you do? What do you say? And are on their way back along the rail to Hatheril.
As they say, that's all she wrote.
Now I have a, just a logistical question to pose to you. You were planning to get off at Hatheril and then, follow the trade roads the rest of the way to the Blackcaps, right?
I assume... Wait, when is the next stop at the Hatheril's at Marketplace?
It is Marketplace. I wanted to mention that because technically Marketplace is much closer to Cragwar, which is kind of like the main Blackcap city, if you wanted to have like a staging ground, you know what I mean?
I think that'd be smart, actually.
It would be smarter.
Instead of just getting off at Hatheril and just going through who knows fucking what
Yeah.
land.
Yeah.
It'd be a lot of empty road.
Right. So it'd be an extra, I think,
Another day.
I think it would probably add another 1 gold for some of you and another 5 for the rest of you to the journey.
The rest of us.
But you'd get there. and you'd be a lot closer. You'd probably... You'll get to Hatheril... When do we get to Hatheril? You'll get to Hatheril by, like, noon. And you'll probably get to Marketplace by, like... Actually, I don't think it would add another... I don't think it would add another price. I think it would be on the same day. You'd get to Marketplace, like, as the evening was coming around. Like, probably, like, 6 p.m. or something.
Sounds good.
Not
to
even,
me.
like 5.
Or,
It's a shorter little bump there. So it wouldn't be any extra cost. It would just be 5 extra hours.
Oh.
Because the tickets are just per day, you know? Just for like a
How many
berth,
transfer
basically.
fees?
So is that something you want to do? Or
Yeah.
Going on to Marketplace?
Marketplace?
Yes, I think so.
Alright.
Yes.
Are both of these forests haunted? Or just this one?
I'm sure if you go far enough, you'll be able to find hauntings in any forest in Eberron.
Ooh.
Whether they're legitimate or not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. In terms of... Okay, Hatheril versus Marketplace for place to leave the NPCs. To dump them off.
I
Two.
mean, I assume in the town at a tavern or an inn.
Yeah, I don't know which one is the best place to
Oh.
live/hide, I wonder. What do we know about Hatheril and Marketplace? Is there like an info card on the destinations?
Probably not, but you make a history check.
I can make a history check.
Guide.
You maybe not. You can ask one of your passengers to... Because you would never have been that far east.
Yeah, you could ask your diners, drive-ins, and dip dives. Yeah, food man.
He got off.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, he's busy.
Well, let me see my history.
I bet Pepe's is good.
I turn over to Peppy, who I'm next to because we're at the dining car. We're
Sure,
loading up
whatever.
on biscuits.
Many biscuits.
And
Many biscuits.
three.
No water.
No water.
No
Popeye's
gravy.
biscuit. No water. We die.
Yeah.
And what do you do?
Say, Peppy, do you know about Hatheril and Marketplace? We need
Oh,
to know.
Their own Marketplace? Yeah, I know.
He rolls his dice and
I know an above average amount about those two places.
Oh,
I just
So
wait.
you do. You know that Hatheril is a quiet, rustic sort of village. Pretty unremarkable, honestly. It's just sort of like a little hamlet.
Why is Hamlet here?
He's talking about York.
Mayak.
Did Bird turn really green? No.
He's green with envy.
I don't think
What
so.
the fuck?
I wasn't paying attention, so.
I
Was it
lucky
just for
Irish,
a
I guess.
second, or is it?
He's still really green.
I don't know what the
Hey,
fuck's
it's
going on
March,
with you.
baby.
I don't know what's
Shamrock
going on with you.
Shakified.
He looks normal to me.
Sorry, go ahead, whatever. This is just my
Marketplace-
life now.
Marketplace is
Leprechaun looking ass.
Marketplace is kind of like a giant makeshift sort of tent city of like traveling shops and caravans and things like that. There are places to stay there but it's not like... It's like a giant marketplace that's sort of been built up over time in that spot. That is like a quasi-town.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not really like... There's not a lot of fixed structures.
I'm so sorry. What are we doing?
We're discussing the next 2 stops to see if we're going to... We'll have to decide which one, because we need to go leave the NPCs somewhere to not be dying in the mountain.
We need to leave them somewhere close, though.
Yeah,
So that we don't just... No, Jackie. So that we don't just, like, leave them in the oven and don't check on them.
You could just bring them with you all the way to Crag War.
Yeah,
That
that's
is
kind of
also
what
a
I was
town.
thinking. Just like the closest civilization, just leave them.
There is a town there, yeah, I didn't notice. But that's okay. So the Crag War is probably the best place, unless it's full of, like, knives and fire.
It is.
Jackie, come on.
What?
It's what it's best known for, actually.
Is it actually too dangerous for these
It's not. It's not.
numpkins?
No.
No? Okay. Okay,
I mean,
then.
it's a good-sized city. You could probably see the size of the little circle there.
Yeah, okay.
It's got a pretty good sized fire cone.
Then that's probably fine enough, unless they want to stop by the Black Pit and just hang out in the Black Pit.
Less safe.
Dang. I was hoping it'd be so dark you couldn't get killed. Death can't find you there in the Black Pit. Alright. I give the conductor permission to move the train.
He was waiting.
He was waiting on us. Nice.
I go in and say,
It's okay. Don't be nervous.
He's already moving, and it's 2 a.m.
What does the conductor say?
having a dream about it.
Who are you?
I think that's what he says.
Yep.
I go,
Oh, I did not realize because of the relative lack of motion from my perspective.
He's
Now
looking
I
at mountains
understood
really far
the
away.
land was moving, but us.
I go and I sit down with my biscuits.
Okay.
Biscuits.
It is 2 a.m. Are you guys sleeping? Or?
Yes, I also have a
We're
nugget.
staying up.
I also have a nugget with my biscuits.
Nice. Yum 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 yum
Shut
yum
the
yum 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 yum.
I don't even know who that is. Okay, let's go. I go to sleep.
Proboscis?
Well, yeah, I don't know anything about the Bascus.
I don't.
Oh.
I
Happy does.
Was there a reference? I missed it.
Nugget biscuit.
I thought it was chicken biscuit.
Oh shit, maybe. I don't
I
know.
don't know.
Wait,
We'll
no.
never know.
Well, it's chicken nugget.
I think.
I don't know. Chicken and a biscuit is a place that you can eat.
Yeah, no, it's something
Eat
else.
food.
Is it
Eat
your
food?
fault?
Yeah, you can eat.
Eat food.
Whoa!
And the stuff that you can eat is food.
Whoa! Whoa! Hey! Whoa!
Hey, I like this place. Nice.
Very nice. Very wise.
Okay.
Very wise.
So, the train travels through the night. That evening.
Can I see if anybody burglarizes me?
Well, you locked the door, right?
What's that?
I feel like
Furnace?
that.
You're yelling at me, Furnace?
Yeah. I think that person was casing the place or something.
I mean, it could very well be.
Yeah, I'm just seeing like
He's
who
gone.
they could steal from. He's turning off the
God's gone.
thermostat, the whole thing. He's turning the weather off.
I'm waiting for him to just
I've
get out of the
deleted.
pipe and
No
start
more
cleaning
climate
it.
change if you can't have a climate.
It's a good point.
Hmm.
We're onto something here.
True. So true.
So
true.
false, Worsty.
Mhm.
I watched a few episodes of the TV show New Girl last night, and it was very, very funny.
Is it a new TV show?
No, it's the one with Zoe Deschanel.
I don't know. I'm really bad with famous people names.
She is on TV. See.
He was on.
I don't know
I'm
if I
not-
really know, but I'll have to check it out.
One more.
Wasn't there some TV show with her name in it?
Here,
Um,
this
Zoe
moment.
101?
I'm gonna post this in chatty. This moment last night made me lose my shit.
Her
And for
sister
some reason,
was.
the only place I can find is in this weird website.
Her sister was
Is
Bones.
her sister Bip Niece Peep?
No, that's Jamie Spears.
Oh, shit, I don't know.
He's right there. He's saying, "Oh, I can't believe it. Put a shirt
Now
on."
the context is they're about to have sex, and he won't take off his clothes because he's like, anxious about his body. And then he looks over, and there's a framed picture of President Obama, and he just says, "President Obama," exactly like that. And also, she says, "Oh yeah, I like to have him watch over me."
That's a good little. Sort of
I laughed
scenario.
extremely loud at that.
Okay, I'm back.
Just him going, "President Obama."
Alright, I'm back.
That's my favorite.
So that evening, Jane.
Yeah?
It's like 4:30 in the morning.
Oh boy. Time for Krabby Patty.
And you hear
Mm.
this at your door.
No, a mouse.
Okay, so this is someone knocking at the door.
Sounds like a sort of spider person.
Yeah. I say out loud. This is a person who is knocking. I guess I will just go and get up and get over there. Just walking on over there. Oh, hold on. Forgot my bathrobe. Okay, gonna put that on. And I'm gonna walk on over to the door, fix my hair, clear my throat, and I'll open the door.
My knuckles! They're gone. You open the door, and there's nobody there.
Shit. I feel. Who got around me?
You,
Who's in my room now? Who's in my room now?
You spin around and you see on the couch Fendepress chilling.
Ow.
And she says, "Darling!"
Oh my god.
There's a monster.
And Zan, who somehow had not woken up yet, just goes,
Oh, I thought he was gonna start screaming.
she lurches forward. You can see her makeup is applied so thick, she looks like... You know that... You ever seen that one episode of The Simpsons where Homer makes the makeup shotgun and he shoots it at Marge's face?
Yeah.
It looks like that. It's this nightmare clown fucking splatter with just glitter.
It's like she got applied with pepper spray, the
Yeah.
makeup.
And she says, "Well, I've just had the most wonderful bath. And I had myself a little bit of a sleep. And now I am rested and ready to go over the mola."
That's what I say.
I believe it was. Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Darling, I'm not quite done. 5,000 gold. would you promise to my enterprise so that we can endeavor together to create a world that is just a little bit fancier? So if you
Yep.
don't mind,
Yeah.
I am going to have to depart this fair locomotive when we arrive at Hatheril to do a little bit of other business. But I would very much like, before we arrive there at noontime tomorrow, to acquire all of the investments I've procured in my search throughout the town. So if you wouldn't mind...
Oh, yes, of course. Real quick. So eventually I'll get all this money back, right?
Oh my goodness! Of course you will! You'll get it back 100-fold, 1,000-fold, darling. If you stick with me, you're going to be making so much money you won't know what to do with it. You'll say, Fanpress, please stop sending me parcels of money. I simply have too much. My friends are all jealous. They've turned on me. My family is backstabbing me, trying to get all of my money. My riches have ruined my life. I have to change my name and flee the nation because my money is so vast. You'll say that to me verbatim.
Wow. I'm just curious. I rolled 17 insight. What is going on?
17 insight. What is pause going on?
What is
Sorry, I didn't have the word. I still don't have the words for what I'm asking.
What's going on?
Um,
What's up with her?
this woman. How do I put this? Is she believes what she's saying in the sense that she believes that it is theoretically possible for such a thing to occur, that an investment could be made with a large return. She appears to be creating something of a grandiose approximation of her own possible worth. And is relatively aware of that. And also you get the sense that something in her eyes gets the sense that you were probably the only person that she managed to secure any kind of even transient agreement from so far. This revelation is immediately followed up with, I've already secured many bags from across the train from wonderful investors who saw my proposal and thought, by God, Fanpress, there is something worth investing in. There is something that, years down the line, if we don't put money on this, we'll look back in shame and misery on what could have been a charmed life, but instead was a life spent rolling around in dung.
I have a confession to make.
Yes.
I don't have 5,000. I have 5.
5.
5.
As in...
5.
As in...
As in, I give her a high five.
How did you afford this cat pass with the train?
I spent a lot of my money on it.
What about him? Zan, who has been like half hiding under the covers, fully hides under the covers.
Well, I don't know. He's a mystery. I don't know him.
How much are those earrings worth?
Well, this is stage jewelry.
Do you have any watches or wristbands or anything of the sort?
Of worth?
Yes.
No. Of seeming worth? Yeah.
Could it fool a fence?
From a great distance.
Well, this is bad news, my picturesque, sweet little thang.
What the fuck?
I have to do a little bit of checking around my financials, but I do believe that shortly after my return to Corenburg in just a little while, I may go to debtor's prison. However, but all is perfectly well. Fanderpress's fancies will certainly take off. I'm sure I'll find an investor willing to bail me out of a hole. Oh my god! Oh my god! And she just starts running.
You think she has a bounty on her?
I hope so.
Okay.
What, do you want to see her again?
Oh, I mean, I wasn't really implying she'd get caught per se. I was just wondering if she already had the bounty on her or not yet.
What if she doesn't? It sounds like she's gonna.
Yeah.
Huh.
Well, I was expecting to get burglarized,
Yes,
so...
so was I. I haven't been able to sleep all night.
Oh well,
It could still
okay.
happen. She seemed pretty desperate.
Yeah.
Let's just make sure the door is double locked.
Okay.
And,
Okay.
Pull the shades down.
Okay. And then I guard the door for the rest of the night.
Okay. You gain a point of exhaustion.
Well, that would bring it up to 3, actually.
What?
Yeah.
When did that happen?
When I used the gem of the brain,
Oh god, that's right.
bonglers, I got 2 points of exhaustion.
Right, yeah, okay. That's fun.
Yeah.
Well, you're feeling real tired.
I'm so tired.
You're feeling real sleepy. Zan pledged to stay up. Didn't. He was like, don't worry, you watch the door. I'll watch the window, chérie. And then you, like, looked over, like, maybe 20 minutes into the watch, and he was like...
They should call him Zan.
It's okay. He's got eyes in the back of his head. He's just pretending.
Oh my god!
It's really scary. You can't close them. They're really dry.
Yeah.
It hurts so bad, all the hair is getting in my eyes.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that'd be pretty bad.
But you all awaken. If you're getting a full rest, you all awaken like around like 10 in the morning.
Oh, awake.
I awaken.
Grand,
Yeah.
what did you dream of?
I don't normally dream anymore.
That-
I don't think.
That is sad.
If I
Tonight-
do, bad things happen.
Oh, that is good.
What? No, it isn't.
It is good that you don't dream.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
I dreamed of Cheeselandia. It is made out of rock like everywhere else, but it is called Cheeselandia.
Do they produce a lot of cheese?
No. It was a bad dream.
You try to bite into a rock and found it was not cheese.
Yes. My teeth hurt in real life.
Understandable.
Gron notices there's a bite mark on his shield.
I wonder who did that.
It wasn't me. It wasn't waking Vothag. So it was different people.
Different. I can't be held responsible for my actions while I'm asleep. Good luck trying me in court while I'm awake.
Dream court.
You can see
That's a little.
you are now pretty close to Hatheril. About 2 hours out. Chilling in your cars, in your train cars.
Here in my car.
Here in your car. Let's see here. Oh, while right, Dirk doesn't exist. Whatever. Okay. What's your fucking names? Botnak.
Yeah.
And the other guy.
Greeno.
That's me, Greeno.
It's Greeno.
Oh, there's
Oh, look
Matt.
who it is.
Well.
My throat's
well.
Okay, you being quiet?
Yeah.
Gotcha, brother. Gron, that's his name. Botnak and Gron.
No, I go by Greeno now.
Yeah, you're Greeno.
Sweet.
I'm gonna...
Yep.
Wait a second. No. Sorry. I'm all disorganized.
This idiot doesn't have everything perfect.
No,
God
fuck
damn it.
no.
I want a new DM. Trade him out at the DM guild.
Go to the DM store. Get a nude DM.
So this
A
one's
nude
better.
DM?
Yes.
Nice.
Nude.
That shows he has confidence.
Mm-hmm.
Nude tame.
Hmm. Interesting.
Tell me more about this nude tame.
Doth his hat wobble?
Hat
Mm.
wobble and a
Get a hat wobble.
garden flower.
Inform me about this flogging stuff.
Garden trowel?
Garden stuff. That's it.
Alright. So, while you guys are sitting in steerage, you can see there is this, like, sort of grizzled-looking shifter fella, sitting near you guys reading a newspaper. It's sort of a small newspaper with this almost like, The writing on the exterior, like the main page that's sort of open outward, is kind of it's got like a reddish tint to it, is what I'm trying to say. Oh shit. Actually, Grand. I'm trying to think if you would need to make a check. I'm gonna say yeah. Make a history check.
I don't know, what's my history? Probably 0. It's +1. Five.
You didn't even have a +1.
I was too lazy.
It looks kind of familiar for some reason, but you can't quite place it.
The red tinge or the script?
Like just like the whole style looks kind of familiar to you.
What is the script?
What?
What is the script?
It looks to be written in Goblin.
As in, can I read it?
You can read it. You can read the title, at least from this distance, which is Runagate Rampant.
That's 2 words.
Yes.
Runagate?
Like this.
Renegade?
Renegade.
Like that.
What?
4 words. Does it look like a name?
And you can see, it looks like that's like the name of the paper.
Mhm.
And you can see the headline as well, which is Oppressed Workers in Sharn Fight for Freedom.
Do I know what renegade is?
Yeah, it's a word. I had to look it up just now.
Is it not a place?
No, it means a fugitive or a runaway.
Okay. Renegade.
Or it can mean a vagabond or a wanderer.
Pretty good. Okay.
I had to look it up.
Renegade Rampant.
I didn't know what
And it's a newspaper.
Yes.
So, let's talk about Sharn. Can anything else besides the Sharn worker thing?
That's just like sort of the big one. You can't really make out the rest. He's not like right next to you. He's just like close to you.
I want to know what it says about it. We only know what Maxwell says about anything.
Yeah, that's most of the viewpoint you get is Maxwell Marcantis collecting a check and then writing a story.
I want to know the outsider's view. It has to borrow the paper when he's done.
He's sort of looking over it. He can see you like eyeballing it with your 80 million yard gaze. Actually, you can see a mile away. You can read the entire article now.
True.
You'd have to be at it sort of an angle.
It's still it's an odd angle. But he looks over, he can see you looking at him, and he says, "Hey, you out of Shan?"
Oh.
I hopped aboard and wrote. Are you there for this? And he sort of like waggles the paper in your direction, apparently assuming you read Goblin correctly.
Heard about it.
Heard about it, It's pretty incredible stuff. They got Runagate got a interview with the guy, running it. Aegis, this says his name is.
Oh,
It's pretty impressive stuff. This, Hey, listen to this. This is pretty stirring stuff if you're into that whole revolutionary stuff. If, you know, well, you're Dromish. I feel like you might be. Where's it? Here we are. No oppressed people has ever escaped oppression by relying on the generosity and goodwill of their oppressors. The fight was inevitable. This is the opening salvo. Expect more.
We just said that?
Is that Malcolm X? What, I recognize that quote.
Yeah, I'm like, that's a real quote. I don't remember.
From who?
Well, a slightly modified one, I think, but...
Malcolm X is all
Paraphrase,
about
because I didn't
robots.
remember the exact wording. It doesn't matter. It's the same idea.
it is right. Drome had to do war to become Drome.
Aye. I wish my people had had the fortitude to do that when Silver Flame was hunting us down. Back during all that. I say more power to them, you know. I spent a little time in Shan, and they can knock some of the bastards off the top. I'm all for it.
Would be nice.
Aye.
Did you know that clouds are even fake too high up?
Everything up at the top of the city's fake, mate.
So true.
Did you say so?
Well,
He said-
I said so true.
Oh, I thought you were beginning a statement and then taking a long dramatic pause.
I'm not you, Nick.
Yeah, that's how I roleplay all my NPCs. I say, here's the story.
Yep.
Many years ago,
Listen, it's not far off from what happens sometimes, Nick.
Yep.
I don't think that's dramatic
I'll say
when
like
that
a
happens.
minute ago.
that's when
You just had a mini seizure.
that's when I've forgotten what I wanted to say.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, that's
No, it's all
Same.
reason-
dramatic.
I never
pause,
do
30
dramatic
seconds.
pauses.
The reason I take long pauses is so that I can improv the next line
Yeah.
and then
no,
say it.
no such thing as a dramatic pause with Zhu.
That's just a thinking stop.
Yeah,
When
a protracted one with that.
Yeah. The guy sort of like flips to another page and he just sort of shrugs his shoulders. He says, I hope one day I'm reading this and I read about the shifters standing up for themselves, but I'm glad for the Warforged. They're gonna get some flack for this from, you know, people who don't know what it's like. But I'm pulling for them.
They good know some of them. They can do it. And will happen with shifters too one day.
Yeah, let's hope.
Where are the shifters? Do they have a homeland?
Not really. They're they're sort of scattered throughout.
That makes it more. Well,
It's believed a lot of them come from the Towering Wood in the Eldeen Reaches area, but they've been sort of, when they were like in the purges and stuff, like back in the day, the diaspora just kind of got flung all over Corvair, so they're everywhere now.
There's no like community.
Not really. Not a place they can go back to like that. Warforged don't really have that either, unless you count
Yeah.
like the Lord of Blades, you know.
Mm.
But yeah. So that happens.
I asked, when he's done with that, or when you're done with that, could we read it more in detail? Or is that really it with the Mount of Mexico and shit?
You wanna borrow it?
Oh, I mean, when you're done with it, if you don't mind.
Yeah. Sure. You read Renegade?
I mean, I read whatever I can find.
Fair enough. It's, just, looks around. Don't wave this too openly around, aye?
What's with, cause I noticed, what's with the, red tinge on the, why is it red?
I don't know, it's just a stylistic thing they do. It's, something in the, I can't remember the exact, I can't remember exactly why. They do something to the lettering on the outside pages. It's just a stylistic thing. There's something to it, but it's escaped me. It's not really my forte.
Fair enough.
Huh?
Fair enough.
Oh, you're like far away from your mic. It's hard to understand you a little
Maybe.
bit.
Well, we're across the carriage, aren't we?
Oh. Yeah, I suppose! Now here, take this secret newspaper.
That's like, oh, don't let anybody know you read this, though.
Nah, he's like diagonally across the aisle, basically. He's like,
Oh.
he's nearby. He's not like fucking all the way down there. He was near enough that you could like make out some of the stuff on the page and stuff. But yeah, he tosses you the newspaper. And you make a closer reading of it. It has that was sort of like a snippet of a longer interview with Aegis. Which I'm gonna see if I can find some of the details of. There we are. The tone of the newspaper that you get is very, it's very much pro this movement. The vibes you get from it are like, this is like, really like separatist, like underground sort of anti-imperialist, anti-government sort of hardcore radical newspaper sort of thing. And you're starting to remember why you recognized it, and it's because when you were working at the Watch, you were told to watch out for this and arrest people who had it.
Okay.
Yeah. Can't let these people get fancy ideas and they're like independence or, fight.
It has been
Social equality.
It's been accused a lot of fomenting, radical ideas and inciting violence and
Which
etc. etc.
achieve heaven through violence, as I always say.
You also know that on the Sharn's most wanted list, among, the ones who are expected to be there, like Kavala and some others, is the editor of Renegade Rampant, whose identity is unknown. Nobody knows who the editor is or where they are produced. They just show up. But yeah, this is definitely very laudatory towards the Warforged, and it's not like a full newspaper. It's almost more like a pamphlet, kind of. Like, it's just like a really short, like little zine sort of thing. With like that and like a couple of other discussions of like some Sharn independence talk of breaking away from the monarchy, and this like editorial by a also anonymous guest writer who goes on this this really long screed against the Watch and like personally name drops a bunch of officers. Particularly, you actually catch Dorian's name in there. The other major quotes you see from the Aegis article are, "If they want to fight us, they should remember we're better at it. They made us that way." And a sort of call to action Aegis puts out, calling upon the other oppressed peoples of Sharn to sort of join in, basically. Like, particularly the monstrous population, saying, like, they may not be the same as us, but we share a common identity in many ways. I see monstrous faces in the gutter with myself all the time. They know what it's like, especially the people from Drome. You kick a dog long enough and the dog bites back. That's what their people did at Stubborn. This fight is just starting, and we're going to need everyone we can get. That's sort of the gist of more of what you get from that article.
Calling for revolution, achieve heaven through violence, achieve equality through violence. Apartheid time. Let's go.
Apartheid. Let's go. The FBI killed Martin Luther's Cyclops, so all you're left is with Aegis X.
Yeah.
God damn it.
We take it out the peaceful protester. Now we gotta
Martin
go.
Cyclops Jr.
Yeah.
Sorry, Martin Cyclops King Jr.
Martin Cyclops King Jr. Oh boy. But yeah, now you have a separatist newspaper.
Cool.
Woohoo!
Don't show it to
Add it to your
don't show it to the
inventory.
feds.
If you show this to a particular
Do
NPC,
not show it to the
Somewhere.
Freds.
Or put it in the portable hole
Yeah.
so that it doesn't get confiscated because I forgot it existed.
we should plant this.
I've changed it to the potable hole, actually.
It's the potable hole.
No, the potable hole.
Oh, I see.
Oh,
Look, there's Melvin in there.
Yeah,
We should plant
does
the.
it need all-
only pot stuff.
I
No,
require
you don't.
oxygen.
No, it's Earl fixed that.
Oh, right. I don't require anything anymore. I am a husk puppeted by a centipede.
Yeah, you say like wackiest stuff, Melvin.
Help!
We should,
I'm living in hell.
no,
No.
I don't think
we should plant that newspaper on someone we don't like.
so. Keep that thing as a
Fucking
time. Keep that thing as a
Devilish,
time bomb.
dude.
Oh my gosh, such a good idea.
But soon, the train is rolling in to Hatheril at high noon
It's fine.
on the 2nd of Therendor. That's what day it is. Losing my voice again. This happened last week.
Tell me about it.
You can see as you're sort of pulling up to the lightning rail station, sort of on the edge of town. Hatheril is this modest, almost quaint little hamlet, especially for a town on a major trade road with a lightning rail stop. It bears the hallmarks of the modern world. You can see a couple of dragon-marked enclaves scattered throughout, cleaning stones along the road, but it definitely has the vibe of a place that has resisted modernization to an extent. Resisted the sort of march of...
Progress and time.
Yeah, march of progress to an extent. It's a lot of cozy brick cottages and wooden shops. People going to and from work to the the farms, the market stalls along the wide central trade road. There's sort of like a relaxed air of country living, you know. And you can see, like, some citizens looking at the lightning rail as it rockets into the station. And you get the sense from their chagrined expressions that they kind of resent this big, large stone railway station and the loud fucking crackling train that blasts through all the time.
Like the airport they built in Santa Monica.
Sure, yeah.
There's signs in people's yards.
There are dozens of NIMBYs standing there with their arms folded, glowering at the train as it arrives.
Beatrice and City folk are back again for their weekend vacations.
You know, it used to take a couple of weeks to get here, and we didn't have to deal with so many goddamn city folk. Nowadays, they can get over here overnight. One of them stole my wife.
I thought he was going to say watch for some reason.
It ain't my watch. My wife was my watch.
I am renting out my second cottage to those city folk.
Oh, of course. You know, you gotta secure your bag, but...
Now, I can only own 2 houses.
Ridiculous. Stop bringing money into the community.
That and my summer home in the island.
This ain't a tourist town. It's a farming community.
I buy a keychain at the gift shop.
Is it okay if I bring...
All them looky-loos looking at me pick the turnips.
Oh, no, actually,
This ain't a show. I'm
using
doing
my
work.
giant binoculars to watch the turnips go up into the air. Whoa.
They got one of them copper viewing stations. They put a copper in and you get a viewing station. You look at me bend over, breaking my back 12 hours a day picking turnips.
It's right next to...
Watching him bend over.
These city folk are looking...
We can see down his shirt.
These city folk are looking straight at my titties. I don't appreciate it.
you hear a couple of them cheering.
Yeah, the cat calling him.
Oh, damn it!
Yeah, go turnip guy, go.
These goddamn city folk don't know the first thing about respecting a man's sweet titties. These are for my wife and my wife alone if she ever comes back from that city slicker folk.
Yeah, he's still faithful even though she left him. That's nice.
Well, yeah, he's not
Of
like...
course I'm still faithful. She was the love of my life. I used to nurse her. Alright, we're done.
Jesus Christ. I love Dungeons and Dragons, guys. Fucking great. It's really like enriching
Done.
storytelling exercise with my
We're
friends.
done.
Yeah, that's what we're doing here, folks.
The conductor, Barmak,
We have a problem.
walks through the cabins, basically saying, "Well, we've arrived in Hatheril. We'll only be stopping over for about an hour and a half, and then we'll be on our way to Marketplace." All right. And then he pops back to the front of the train.
I get off the train and I gather clues.
Okay. What kind of clues?
Why'd you ask me so quickly? I didn't even have time to think about what the meaning behind what I said.
No. This is your long dramatic pause time.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm not supposed to speak during this time.
Yeah. This is the thinking time.
So...
That's the font coming out.
Yeah, I'm parsing it out. Oh, there's the thought.
What does my character do again? I forget.
I think she does magic. Fashion magic.
She does magic.
She does magic.
She says
She says
just
things.
the craziest shit.
Yeah.
Is there a city map? for this
Probably.
place?
There's not.
Well, okay, so it's farms, right?
It's just
And
like
farms.
a little like farming cottage community. Like there's like some shop. It's a trade road, so there's like market stalls along the trade road. But other than that, it's mostly like a sort of just like a quiet, sleepy little cottage village.
Have we heard about this town at any point before now?
Yes, you have.
Well,
Okay.
boy, howdy, I sure
I'll tell you when.
think yesterday.
When we got
You see.
on itinerary.
You see Gabe Crunch and his children
Oh,
It's where he's burying his mom.
walking off the train. He passes
where his
Grond and
mom
he
is.
shakes his hand again. His kids have been well behaved since Grond gave them trauma for the rest of their lives. And he says, "Next pair of shoes are on me, mate. These kids, I might have to pay for some therapy eventually, but they will be quiet for a while. Every time they start acting up, I just say, the half-faced orc is gonna come for you. Sorry, I know that sounds offensive, but they don't know what your fucking name is if I told them."
I mean, yeah, no, that's fine. I was gonna say, tell them I could invade the dreams. If they're not there.
Yeah, I said you were gonna crawl inside their dreams and you'd make their faces look like his.
I'll do it. Just let me know.
You heard that? He'll do it.
He has dream power.
All right,
Terrorizing children.
I'm gonna go put my mum in the ground. And he wanders off the train with his kids and says, "Keep up."
She's a plant woman. She's fine. She's just being relocated.
Oh, she's dead.
Hey, don't let Godspeed. Sorry for your loss.
But you guys
There
just...
was something in Wroat that I didn't realize.
Oh,
Interesting.
what didn't you do in Wroat?
Maybe there wasn't anything to do, but that is a place where Sunavash was. But I think we found it. Maybe that was everything there was there. It was a pretty detailed story about what he did and what they did in there. I guess.
Yeah, that was where he... that was like the next place he was seen after he was seen in Valorant. It was like a year later or something.
Yes, it says 1 year later.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Let's see. That's the only time we heard about Hatheril, was them hearing about it.
Basically. Hatheril is one of those, like, Hatheril is very much like part of Brailish flyover country. It's not the most, like, exciting place to be. It's like, you can imagine, like, you know, living here and living a pretty, like, cozy sort of low-key life, but it's not, you know, you imagine it probably doesn't have much of a nightlife. You know what I mean? It's a quiet little town.
Where do they go when they want to go to the clubs?
They ride the train and go somewhere else. They go to Star Alaska. There's some stuff there. Alright. So you guys, just chill?
You go around, check it out. Point at the cops. You're like, wow.
You walk around, you put a copper in, and you look at the turnip farmer bending over. You clap, he looks back and says, "Stop!"
Peppy does
And
that.
they go, Brailish boy, go.
He says, "Stop!" God damn it. It's indignity.
He gets a percentage of the
Huge fucking honkers.
You know, whenever I hear honkers, I think that they have more than one nose.
Yeah.
It would be nice to have more than one nose.
Whenever I hear, I think honker means no.
Yeah, honker is a better nose word.
Yeah.
True.
Fine,
So
I'll
true.
phrase it differently. Fat tits.
Huge hunger.
Not better.
Big
Not better.
bazingas.
Bazingas, yes.
Zoopers.
Bazoopers.
Bazoopers. That's what they call them in Eberron. Don't laugh.
That's
On the
just
whole planet.
that's actually like the scientific term.
Bazoopers.
Science.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
it's
ma'am.
international.
Ma'am, you have bazooper cancer.
The doctor starts laughing and he's like, what?
Can you believe that that's the medical term? You're stage 4. It is spreading. It is spreading rapidly.
All right,
recommend-
we have to continue the trend of all of the sessions being titled fucking junk garbage that is said during the session.
The title's just gonna be bazooper cancer.
It's just bazooka cancer.
Ma'am, I do recommend an urgent zoopectomy.
Oh, fuck.
That's what he's doing.
Bazooper cancer hit me where it counts.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, shit. Oh, fuck.
Alright, let's
They call
never-
testicle bojangles. KMS like that one.
Well, that never happened, so let's just like go out into the woods. I mean the town.
What? Anyways, so you look at the guy's bazoopers, you tell him that he's got a lump, and he should get it checked out for bazooper cancer. And you,
I'm shivering and I say, you got a lump. He's like, what?
Oh,
he says, "That's just what country folk look like." You city folk don't know that.
it's a beauty mark.
You stop by some market stalls and they're all selling vegetables, and you're like,
They're all selling the same vegetables.
Grody.
Yuck.
There's one where a guy says he's selling cool rocks.
What?
Are they actually cool rocks or are they mediocre rocks?
They're pretty cool.
Yeah, good. Because I was gonna say there's no such thing as mediocre rock. They're all cool.
No,
He's got a big sign that says "Cool Rocks." That's what it says
Mhm.
over his stall on the side of the road.
Are there any stores that sell anything other than rocks or vegetables?
Yeah, there's a store where they sell waxes and pomades.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's pretty cool. We could sort of.
We could wax and wane.
We could wax. We could wade. We could wax and we could aid. Pomade.
Yeah.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Yeah. I buy
There's a store. There's a store where they're selling. There's a little stall where they're selling every kind of holy symbol you could possibly imagine. It's called Just In Case.
That's good.
pretty good.
I like
That's good. That dude in the mummy.
Just like every single person who ever sees that shop, I go, "That's good," and then I walk by. They're going out of business. Shit.
He's
That's a good one.
weeping. He's weeping. He has children to
Hey,
feed.
bud, you in the black yet?
You made any sales?
It's funny.
How much does a holy
Small
symbol
mouse
cost?
creature.
I pray a lot.
You want to buy a holy symbol?
It's like 25 gold. I
How
think.
much does a holy
500
symbol
gold
cost?
each.
One
Yeah,
time
yeah.
somebody walked in and just asked where the restaurant
well,
was.
Which sort are you looking for?
Oh, I wasn't really looking for one. I was just wondering, like, how much I need to pay for one.
Let's try to get a quote.
Can I get like an average price? Here, I point to that one.
Hopes are being dashed.
That one. That's
Yeah.
a symbol of Boldre. It's one of them. It took me a second to think of one. Well, that one'll run you 1 gold.
Oh, that's not too bad. How many different holy symbols does he have?
He has holy symbols for every single one of many different styles. Every single one for the sovereign host, the gods of the sovereign host.
I was
He's
about
got-
to ask if there are factions. Good. Okay.
He's got a bunch of different styles for the Silver Flame. He's got a bunch of different styles for the Blood of Vol.
Sure.
And he, controversially, has a whole bunch for the Dark Six.
Oh, that's a good one. Okay, so is the Dark Six that represents like a few different deities, right?
Yes, it does. It represents 6 of them, as a matter of fact.
One would think.
It's hard to
So
tell.
would it be 6 different symbols, or would it be like, is there like a one symbol
There
for all?
is
of them?
a symbol for all of them.
Mm-hmm.
There are also symbols for each of them.
So here's the thing: if you show the symbol for all of them, I feel like that would dig up some suspicion, because it'd be like, wait a minute, this is a catch-all. But at
You
the
like 'em
same
all.
time, yeah, maybe. Are
You
they
just
all
can't- you just
similar
can't
in
pick.
some way? I mean,
What?
they're all like evil or whatever.
Well, it depends on your
devil.
point of view.
I said devil, not evil,
Oh,
for some reason.
oh, I see.
D factor.
Here, you want to hear about the Dark Six?
Yes.
Sick. Let's talk about the Dark Six. Okay, the first one is the Sovereign of Wave and Whelm, the Devourer, who represents the destructive power of nature.
Yeah.
Like the ocean.
Yeah, like storm and the ocean and the wrath of nature and stuff like that.
Laws of
And
nature.
this really big bear I saw once.
The big bear you saw once.
Uh,
There is, of course, the Sovereign of Rage and Ruin, the Fury, which represents passion driven to the extremes. Any kind of passion, just as long as it's extreme. There is the Keeper, who is the Sovereign of Death and Decay, who represents, sort of death and, greed.
Death and greed.
Yes, sort of like as opposed to, it's said that he is a collector of souls. He is avarice for the souls of men.
He's not just like helping them move on.
No,
he's
not
helping
quite.
them move in.
Helping him move in. Come on in, fellas.
So does that mean calling somebody, like, if you say he's a keeper, that mean, like...
You mean that
He's going to the keeper.
you say he's a keeper, you mean that he's going to die and have his soul taken. There is the really naughty one. The sovereign of betrayal and bloodshed, the mockery. Who represents dishonorable combat, unjust war, and betrayal.
Who would ever get behind that? That's so strange. I mean, I love it. I'll buy it, but
people generally sort of pay homage to the mockery if they. The mockery is sort of seen as like there's a god of war basically. The mockery is sort of like the god of war that you pray to if you're like, I just want to fucking win and I don't care how. That's that kind of the mockery's vibe, you know what I mean?
Okay.
There is, of course, the sovereign of magic and mayhem, the Shadow, which is the god of dark magic and ambition. Magics that are considered no good by the peoples of the world. And then there is the weird one, the sovereign of chaos and change, the Traveler, who is a deity of chaos, deception, evolution, invention, transformation.
There's a lot of things.
Change. That sort of vibe.
Okay.
The sovereign of chaos and change, and invention and transformation, and sort of
and all the things that you said.
all those things that I said again. Every single thing that I said, but a second time.
So to get one each of the dark six, it would be six.
It'd be six gold to get all of them, or you could get their catch-all.
Oh, do I get a discount for multiple purchases?
You know what? If you're gonna buy them all individually, he'll give it to you for 4.
Oh my god! What about the other ones that are actually not terrible?
Oh.
I'll buy those too. I've bought those. I'm subtracting 4.
Okay. Well, you have. Hold on.
I bought those, but I'm also not.
Let me show you the symbols you own.
Good. This is part of my costume collection.
Put religious.
Yeah, you know, it makes them more believable. Yeah. These are props. They're good stuff.
So, all right. Hold up.
I think some of them might get you arrested.
This is the symbol of the Devourer.
Not actually sure. But...
You have that one now.
I got some beans. I got some bones.
This is the Fury.
Ah! It's like that emoji.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Hold on, I know what this is. It is that one. Use that emoji.
Yeah.
But I also don't post it yet. Don't post it yet.
Oh, I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh!
You hear about Drome?
This is the Keeper.
Ooh.
Just a knife.
Nice.
It's useful for 2 things.
Swirly squiggly.
Does that look like the Biesh thing I have?
It doesn't.
Okay.
I can see it's also a can opener.
Might be a pen.
It's really
also.
small. It's just...
Yeah.
This symbol is actually super familiar to one person
In the world.
in the group. Grand.
Do they speak
Oh,
grand?
what did I do?
When you met with Thora Tarkanan, she had a dagger on her hip that looked almost exactly like this.
Which dark deity was this?
This is the Keeper. the death one.
Oh,
Oh.
great. I guess she's a keeper.
This is the mockery.
Knives and forks.
It does look like that. That's not what it's supposed to be. They're weapons.
In an H formation.
In the war against food.
Yeah. Gotta eat 'em all.
This is the shadow.
An H. Ooh, that's pretty big. Let's take a look at that.
Squiggly,
That's neat.
scrungly.
And this is the traveler.
Whoa, Traveler looks kind of voodoo-y.
It does, doesn't it?
It looks like you punched an elephant skull's face out.
Why is it so voodoo looking?
That's just what it looks like.
That's bad juju.
Alright, you want to know about the other one now? Because you asked?
Yeah, I want as many as I can get. These are good props.
Jesus Christ. She's just getting all the gods. Alright, you ready? There's 9 of them.
I'm a costumer. I want all the props.
There's 9 of these ones.
Okay.
Alright, the first one is the Sovereign of Life and Love, Arawai. Who is the goddess of fertility and crops and plants and abundance and so forth. There is the Sovereign of Law and Lore, Orion, who's the patron of wizards and magic and scholars and stuff.
Ooh, it's Marty.
There is the Sovereign of Horn and Hunt, Balinor, who is nature and the hunt and stuff.
Sleeping in trees.
Yeah. There is Boldre, that's the one I said before, the Sovereign of Hall and Hearth. Or Hearth? Hearth?
Hearth.
Hearth? Is it Hearth?
I think it's hearth.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I
It's Hearth.
honestly have no idea. Which
Like
is about...
Hearthstone?
Hearts forming Eve.
It's about the hearth and about community and family and stuff. That's what she's the god
Roasting
of.
marshmallow.
There's the Sovereign of Sun and Sacrifice, Dol Ara, who is the goddess of light and the sun and the honor and sacrifice.
Dolora, different from Dolur,
Yes,
which is
I didn't name him.
not that, right? Okay. I was like, why does that sound familiar? Okay.
There is the Sovereign of Strength and Steel, Dol Dorn.
Oh my gosh, the doles.
Yes,
Okay.
the Doles. That's what they're like. Who is the god of war and conflict and fighting and
Getting it all
Stuff.
out of your system.
yeah. There is the Sovereign of World and Wealth, Kol Koran, the god of money and trade and merchants and travel.
Mercantilism.
Yes.
Capitalism.
There is the Sovereign of Feast and Good Fortune, Oladra.
Ah, I know this one.
Yes, who's the goddess of fortune, of luck, and stuff like that.
Wow.
And then, of course, there's the Sovereign of Fire and Forge, Onatar, who's the god of smiths and craftsmen and stuff like that. And fire sometimes.
Okay. Okay. What's each of these going to run me?
A gold.
Okay.
You buy them all together, I'll give it to you for 7.
What? Okay. Hold on. Yeah.
Now I have
Give
to.
them 7 gold.
Now I have to show you what you've won.
Mm.
Tell her what she's won.
This is ROI.
Oops. Wheat.
Fuck. This is Orion.
Book.
Wheat. Book. All
This is-
my favorite.
This is Balinor. Fuck. This is Balinor.
Oh.
It looks like the same artist doing all of these. They're easier to see.
I could put an orb or a
There
star.
is, this is Boldre.
A horse.
God, that seems to be heavy to carry that around. Heyo.
This is Dolara.
That's nice.
Sun and sacrifice.
Sun and sacrifice.
The sun is crying.
This is Doldorn. Oh fuck, I posted the same one twice.
Jesus
Idiot, get his ass.
Christ.
This fucking idiot.
Fucking goddamn.
This is Doldorn. About what you'd expect.
Sword.
And don't forget
Sorry.
the big plate.
Sword
sword
and
and
This
plate.
is Kol Karan.
That looks an awful lot like the Murdermans.
It
Yes.
looks a lot like an octagon.
There's some similar themology between them. They're identical. That symbol there, like the cross thing, is consistent between the dark. The dark six is supposed to be like an evil mirror of
Okay.
the sovereign host. This is
Is
the
there-
symbol of Eladra.
That's your domino.
It's just a domino.
It's the big domino.
It's 9. It's 9. Hey, hold on a second. Are there 9 of these guys?
There
Okay,
are-
Yeah.
that's why it's 9 and there's a nonagon for the thing. Okay.
Yes,
Nonagon?
Yeah,
and
the
then this is.
nine-sided
I don't know why it didn't embed, but
Like-
that's Onatar.
with a coin.
Oh,
Let me take a look.
I need to look at it. Hold on.
That's a holder and a hitter.
Yeah.
That's those ones.
Okay,
Them's
grab them.
those.
I grab them and I'm like, this is just a fucking domino. But okay.
Yes, it's a
All
wonderful
right,
domino.
buddy. You say it's a icon of worship. I say it's a domino.
I've also got symbols for the blood of Vol and the silver flame, and I've got a symbol here for the path of light, and I've got a symbol here for the gatekeepers, and I've got a symbol here for the undying court, and I've got a symbol here for Volkur, the scorpion god, and I've got a symbol here for what even is this one? I don't even know what this one is.
I look at it.
You look at it?
Yeah, what is it? Is it just an ice cube?
No, it's like a weird symbol. It's just like a
weird
weird symbol.
That's great.
I'm definitely getting that one.
That's
I get the
gold.
weird. I get the weird symbol. Give me this. Give me
Take that one and that one.
okay, just give me whatever I can get for 6.
Are you
Gold.
spending all your money on this?
No.
Okay, she's spending all of her money on this.
No.
I sort of figured.
You're about to.
No.
Your train is about to arrive in a market town.
No.
This is a weird
I
symbol.
have lots of money left.
This is the weird symbol.
I love it. I love it. This is so good. It's like a maze that's done wrong.
Here, that's 1 gold. Here's the silver flame. That's 2 gold.
Love it.
That's also the symbol of Thrain. It's the same.
The silver throne.
Yep.
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 You know what they say? All roads lead to Thrain.
Do you have one? You said you had one for Path of Light, right?
Yes.
Do you have one that's just for the path?
Oh, actually, yes, I do. I have this one here for the Path of Inspiration.
That's the word. Sorry. Folks around hear me call it just the path.
I don't actually have a picture of it, but it's like a purple crystal sort of.
Oh yeah, I want that.
Verbal.
I don't have one. That's 3 gold.
Yeah, I'll get the Path of Inspiration. I'll get the Path of Light. I don't know. Surprise me with the last.
Path of Light. Oh, here we go. I've got one for that. It's a different looking crystal.
Well, yeah, I think they're like basically the same thing.
It's a
like,
white
whatever.
one.
The Path of Delight.
Yeah, that's what it says. Yeah,
This is also like a maze that's done wrong.
That's 4 gold. Here, you know what? I'll throw in the blood of Vol.
Sounds good.
The blood of a mole.
Evil.
And the Undying Court.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
There you go.
Undertale.
Thank you.
And this guy clutching mountains of gold says, "I'll be able to feed my family finally.
I felt bad for him.
I'm saved."
Someone rob him.
Somebody runs over and punches him in the mouth and runs off with all the money, and he screams and weeps.
It's kind of fun.
It was Dirk.
Oh, Dirk, you really changed.
The Undying Court is who the elves worship.
Yes,
Yeah.
they're zombie nation.
There's Zombie Nation.
The grateful.
BTS. Stay in the army.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
yeah.
When did I think of that
Do you
last?
think any of the guys that worship any of the moon gods, they stand Luna?
Lol.
Lol.
Blood of lol.
Lol.
I need to write down that I have all of these. Fuck.
Yeah, write them down. Write them down now.
Shit.
Write that down.
I didn't. You
Do
didn't-
it faster.
Okay, I got the blood of lol.
Wow.
Write me
I
up when you're
got-
done.
I've got the.
All right, so you got anybody else doing anything in Hatheril?
Zombie Nation.
No.
Sick.
Hey, I heard we're going to a shopping town. Let's get on the train and go there.
I can't wait.
To be king.
As you guys are sort of making your way back towards the train as time is winding down, you hear sort of like a brrrring, like strum on like some sort of stringed instrument.
I look away.
And you can see sort of leaning against the wall on a building near to the train station is a gentleman who appears to be waiting for you.
That's Gron's guy. Is it an elf?
It certainly is.
Ha, I knew it.
You can see a tall, lean elf. Sort of, almost kind of looks like a half elf, but because they've got like pretty strong features. But you're pretty sure that it's a full elf. Pale skin, very long, sort of messy, dark red hair, and dark eyes, and this loose, pale orange and black clothing, sort of a billowy shirt and breezy pants and low shoes, and just sort of like with this oddly shaped, very like ornately carved lute-like instrument. It doesn't look quite like a lute, but it's something like that. That they're just sort of idly strumming as you approach. Yeah, he's doing fucking Deliverance. And as you guys get within ear and eye shot, he looks up, clocks Grond pretty quickly. Grond stands out.
Clock me. Oh my god.
He fucking swings swings
Yeah, I
and
like
hits
how
you in
that
the side of the
has
head.
two meanings.
He glasses you.
I gotta wait to be offered a glassy glasses me. I don't know what that meant.
I thought that was a more common phrase, so when I saw people complaining about that, I was really confused.
I mean, I've heard of glassing like glass a planet, but not a person.
I don't know.
It's like saying nuke him. That doesn't sound right.
I don't think glass is being used in that term.
No.
To
That's
turn
the only
into
one I
glass.
know.
Orbitally bombard.
Yeah, he's not orbitally bombarding you with his shot glass. He's not
Yeah,
trying to
that's
turn
right.
your sand into glass with the heat of his fucking...
That's the only way I know the term, so you can see my confusion.
Oh, nice.
Fucking 40k, bitch.
Maybe he learned it from Halo. You don't know.
I don't care what he knows it from.
Dark 6, Sovereign, Host, Beautiful, Silver.
I know a bit more
Inspiration,
so.
Path of Light, Unknowns.
He sort of looks over at you and he says, I take it you're Grand.
Hi, Ro.
Hyro, please.
Hi, Pyro. Get it? Can you see what I was doing there? Was I clever? No? Alright.
I see.
I think
You're doing a play on words. I
was
appreciate that
clever.
as part.
it was
I've
clear.
been thinking about this for a while now. Mostly since I saw you and I remembered your name.
You're the one that Zay has been talking about. With the, he sort of like glances at the rest of the people. Particular problem which you require help
Yeah,
with.
they're. Well, actually, I think they are all. Wait, no. Is Zan with us? And Zoe?
Zan was too embarrassed to leave. He didn't want to like pull another fucking muscle or anything. he's just chilling.
Okay.
Just a little bit of retcon. I did want to say, I forgot off the train, I did go to Grand and I said,
That might be onto us. He is not leaving. Do not expose his powers.
I mean, there could be many reasons why. We could just ask Jane, but okay.
Maybe if it becomes dire.
and then I back off and I go,
Love grass.
Okay.
Zoe left the train as well and is currently like like hovering basically in the air about 20 feet back from Zan's window, looking in, trying to see if he does any mind shit.
But we don't know, so she's just off doing her own.
Yeah.
secret agent.
Zan is playing solitaire.
Every now and then he sees a shadow and he's like, "Oh, is that lady?" A
Every now and
multi-market.
then he gets a little bit lonely.
Every now and then.
Hyro sort of walks over to you and sort of tilts his head. And he says, Zay says you didn't respond to the training.
I mean, I responded, just not.
Not in the way you would like.
I don't. Yeah, I don't think that was the case.
And hopefully there's something I can do for you. I personally am not dragon marked. But I've spent a long time learning a lot about them. Let's call it that. And there might be some things I can do for you that House Tarkanan maybe won't. We'll talk about it more. Not here on the street.
Alright. By the way, do you know Earl?
He looks at you very seriously and he says, how could I forget a jokester like that?
Yeah, totally.
And he sort of, sidles up to you and sort of, pats you on the shoulder as you're now walking back to the train, and he says, it's best just to indulge her sometimes.
Oh, okay, thank you. I was like, am I going in? Is this me? Am I the one not getting it?
However, I have no particular problem with bugs. I find Earl to be a charming companion.
I mean, they're alright.
He has a terrible hunger for bushes, though.
Oh.
Voracious.
Oh.
Unusual for his breed.
I'm sure he's feasting right now. Then.
If he were put inside of a bush that hypothetically was awakened, it would be his puppet before long.
I'm sure Melvin will enjoy that.
He will not.
He likes dance. Oh, well.
It is very painful. And very invasive.
What are you gonna do? You know? Bushes will be bushes, am I right?
No. And he strides on. Onto the train. You just picked up an extra NPC.
True.
We're gonna have 90 NPCs by the end of this session.
Here.
None of these are DMPCs because most of them don't know how to fight.
I thought you were gonna say how to fuck.
Oh, they
do.
they know how to fuck.
They know.
The qualifying condition for them to be
The qualifying condition for the DMPC is that they have to know how to fuck.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know.
Okay,
Ben Larian was kind of a DMPC for a while, and he certainly cannot enter that particular arena.
He might have read a book and found out how, though. He might have known in theory.
He might have found out.
He
might have fucked around and found out.
He saw a discarded page of the Kama Sutra in the gutter once while he was slurping up rainwater.
Ooh.
Yum.
Okay. And then he ate it for sustenance.
Yeah.
And gained its powers.
And now he knows how to fuck. He's a DMPC.
He's done it.
He's done it. He could be perfectly. It's just his dick falled off. That's the only problem.
Yeah.
Balled right off.
It's true. It's not a joke.
Look, you can have sex with a detachable penis.
It's not detachable. It's gone.
It's detached.
It's detached. It's gone.
You can't put it back on. It's a one-way trip.
He's a leper. It's gone.
It's a leprechaun?
No.
He's a leprechaun.
Oh, me pot a
penis
dick.
gone.
Could you imagine a leprechaun? Hi, My nose is rotted off my face.
I was thinking more like a leprechaun, like they.
Oh, my life is bad.
No, it's not. I can't feel pain. I'm numb and my fingers are coming off. All right.
Me too.
He still has the mental pain.
So you clamber back onto the train, and then it goes, BEST!
What?
And begins.
Yeah, it starts.
Oh.
And begins to roll onward.
Speaking of rolling,
Look at Melvin. He is humorously rolling on the ground. No.
Man, that's actually pretty pathetic.
You see just like Earl, like a segment of Earl's body just flail violently out of it for a second, and just go back in, and
He's seizing.
He's really seizing the day, am I right?
I'm
That
gonna
was a good one,
retrieve.
Gron.
I'm gonna retrieve Earl from the bush.
make an animal handling check.
Sure. I need 2 dice because it's with disadvantage.
Jane pheasants is the equivalent of. She feels like she hasn't slept in 3 days, and she has to pull this giant centipede out of his seizing book. No one else
No, it was
cares.
a choice.
No,
Oh, I have +2. 12.
12.
Well, that's not bad.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
12.
Do a flail check.
Yeah, basically. You just sort of reaching like, oh, come on, I want to hear a joke. I want to hear a joke. I want to hear a joke. And you just
Yeah.
Earl stick his loathsome head out of the bush, and you gently remove Earl, who just sort of like flails for a second. You're like, but he,
Yeah. Like picking up Nightfall.
He's just
Nightfall.
He's fucking.
You
with
can
me.
see some of his legs detaching from parts of Melvin, who just like,
At every movement, he's
Yeah,
his
basically.
muscles are reacting.
you see Hyro sort of stroking his chin and looking this over, and like idly goes like strums his it's basically like a flamenco guitar, basically. Just goes and like strums that and things. I think I could make a song out of this. The ballad of the centipede and the changeling.
And the plant.
I'm afraid
Okay.
I will have to write a dirge for the plant.
Jane, why did you take Earl out of Melv?
Earl is
Because
now
I'm so selfish. I wanted to keep Earl for myself.
Earl is now like
Oh,
wrapping
okay.
around Jane's forearm and just like scuttling inside of her shirt sleeve.
I'm like, alright, oh, you want to feel free. Oh,
You see Melvin
I
on
guess
the
I'll have to
ground.
let
Who's,
you keep him.
you see Melvin on the ground who says, I can die as myself.
I pick Earl up and sort of pet his leaves.
Melvin, you will live forever.
No. No.
You know, I was expecting our train arc to be, you know, majestic and be really like high class. You know, we maybe have a little like some scuffles on the train. No, we have Melvin
yeah.
teasing on the ground, wanting to die.
You brought him.
Melvin, not.
You
Wait,
brought him.
I didn't want him to fucking suffer.
You brought him, and then you put a giant centipede inside of his head.
Why? Peppy didn't.
I didn't say in his head, okay?
That's in his head. It's the bush.
I mean, inside the
Centipedes
bush.
don't eat bushes.
Okay,
so
I
it
know.
Was, it was.
Toby. Sophie, imagine
know.
if your skull
But
cap
Earl
was open
does.
and someone put a centipede in there. It wouldn't be good.
Listen,
I mean, it's not like
Earl's not. Earl's not.
It's not
Earl's
putting
not
it in his
necessarily
head.
eating the bush. He's destroying and defiling the bush.
It's the same
He's
thing as just
not
putting.
doing it for food. He's doing it because he wants to.
He's doing it because he can.
You know what? And guess what? Melvin loves this. He loves it.
I don't. I visibly don't.
It's written in the history books that all Melvins love this.
They loved it and they
I laugh
want
and
it.
I clap. I think that see Melvin's greatest curse is that his suffering is funny.
It's like the curse of John Bones. The reason the
Suffering
reason the
is funny.
universe conspired against him so frequently is because it was just so darn funny.
Can I roll to see if Melvin's like okay, like damaged biologically?
Make
wise?
a nature check.
All right, nature. That's a +5.
I'm gonna guess it's more of a spiritual damaging. But
12.
He'll require a little bit of time. He's gonna need to regrow some damaged parts of his physiology. He may need
His
some
psyche's
speech. He may need some
destroyed.
speech therapy for a little while. A little bit of physical therapy so he can walk straight.
That centipede just Phineas gauged Melvin.
And he will never forget.
See, this is the best way to sort of shortcut character growth. Brain damage.
Brain damage! We gotta get the key. We gotta get the key.
We have to dig the key out of Melvin's brain. Oh my god, there's ants in here.
Melvin's going to sell us out to Ice Frost Giant.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And then he's gonna get shot in the head by a squid.
What a crazy life we will have lived.
Wait, did I kill him? Was it
I
me?
think so, yeah. I think you were very excited to get the last shot on him.
Oh.
That sounds right.
I
Didn't
believe
he
it.
get eviscerated by like bugs afterwards?
Yes,
We're
I
talking about
believe
Kramer, right?
His corpse was eaten by his patron.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Although it looked like he just vanished.
the train.
I'm just gonna have Earl now.
You just have
I'm just
Earl
gonna
now.
have
Write
him.
him down in your
I just
inventory.
have him.
You just have
I did.
Earl. Earl has crawled into the deepest confines of your clothing, which is where he is going to be. He likes
I'm
it where,
insane. I don't give a shit.
he likes it where it's dark and warm, and he can just snuggle in there.
Yep.
Okay. Choo choo. The next
Cheap.
The next several hours are pretty chill as you approach the Thranish border. But first, you pass by Sword Keep, which is right next to the line, overseeing it.
It's my house.
It is your house. That's just where Jane lives now. You can
that's my
see this huge, well-defended fort laid out like the hilt of a sword, with many siege staffs along the battlements. You can see it looks like this keep has been like sieged like 100 times. There's a lot of parts of it that look like they've been reconstructed over the years. And there's even still some parts that look like they could use a little bit of shaping up. This is definitely a place that has seen a lot of combat during the last war. You can also see all of the Brailish flags are flying at half-mast.
9/11.
Yes, indeed.
What's the date? What do we know?
It's the 2nd of Therndor,
3/11.
which is, I mean, it's technically a holiday, but it's not like anything that,
We would know.
Wait, are we at
well,
Fort
it's
Light
just,
right now?
it's nothing that would cause anybody to put their flags at half-mast.
Oh, so we don't know why they're at half.
No. At least. Like,
Who died? Who died?
What town is this
Who's
again?
reading newspaper? Who died?
This is Sword Keep you're passing.
Okay, I'm gonna move the train.
The fort
I
rest.
can't move the train.
Oh, I made it. I
He
did-
just drew a
I know.
choo-choo.
Move it. It's a icon now.
Fort Rest. Fort Rest. I don't know what that is.
Sword Keep. What is Fort Rest?
I don't know.
Fortress?
No, I don't know.
Evening?
I heard someone say something like that. I think I was looking at something else and I just got confused.
Evening? No.
I was thinking about that. Yeah.
Fort, morning.
Fuck off.
He didn't know. He didn't know I was talking about it again.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the morning in the
No,
Eberron
God.
game.
It's an Elden Ring reference.
Got it.
Oh, onion ring.
Oh,
Try finger.
oh!
Jump.
You want me to stop, but oh, you don't have the right. Oh, you don't have
Nick,
the
try
right.
jumping.
Oh, you don't have the
Therefore,
right.
oh, you
Therefore,
don't have the right.
Dog.
Dog. All right. You say who died?
Yeah.
Are you around anybody?
Yeah, in my goblin voice, I say, "Who died?"
Who died? Are you like?
goblin?
Are you like amidst a dining car or something, perhaps, or?
Yeah, I imagine I probably didn't say that to myself or Earl.
Yeah, I was just asking. I mean, you could have.
I look at Earl.
I mean,
People do that.
I could have too, but you give me the option to be around people.
Sure. Yeah. I thought you'd like the option to have a conversation with a human.
Actually ask somebody.
Yeah. You can see there's this sort of like stern-looking noble with this large sort of chin strap beard, and steely eyes. He looks like a military man, or maybe ex-military or something. He's a little older, a little gray, and he's looking out there. He's like, oh, perhaps you hadn't heard. There was a great amount of death in Sharn recently. A number of soldiers were killed in fighting. Holding it at half-mast in respect for those lost.
I see. I think about Cole.
Colon 19. Colon 19 are back in the steerage, looking out, steadily putting the pieces together and just sinking into their seats.
It wasn't me. Okay. Wow, I hadn't heard of that.
Yes, it
How
was a terrible bit of business.
Wow.
Miserable and horrifying.
That is miserable and horrifying. I wonder who started it.
Who could have done such an awful thing?
Where is it? Oh, here it is. I was looking for the number. 14 Brailish soldiers were killed.
My goodness.
No blood on my hands. They had feather tokens.
No, you killed some cops.
Yeah.
You didn't kill some cops. You put some cops in a situation in which death was definitely on the table.
Listen, they didn't have to fly that day, but they chose to.
They're doing their
and
jobs.
I chose to make them not fly. I'm sure they're just following orders, Nick.
They're doing their jobs
In fairness,
by sniping from above.
Hey, listen. Now, Balin Cord was trying to cast a fireball, but the people that got dropped into the crowd were casting, sleep and hypnotic pattern. They were casting crowd control spells.
Wait,
Well, yeah, but they were driving his car. I'm not gonna.
I told you what spells they were casting.
Yeah, they were concentrating on
shit.
See,
eyewitness
disables.
testimony. Nick's saying that it was sleep spells. I'm saying it's magic missile. I'm gonna believe myself.
Who's the state?
Hey, listen.
I'm pretty sure the grand jury will go on my side.
Who's
They
the
were
state
driving
going to
his
agree
car
with,
needed to
Peppy
be
or the
stopped.
state?
I don't know. And it's a toss-up.
It's up in the air.
Peppy versus the state of Virginia.
But,
Peppy Galadar versus the state of Virginia.
but the
It's over 400 unpaid parking tickets.
the vehicle rumbles by, going like this. Bzzzt.
Buzz.
That's really
buzz.
great onomatopoeia.
Oh, I need
Let-
to.
Slowly work is.
It wasn't going to cost us an extra money for the trip, right?
No, because this is still part of the same day where you
We
would
paid
have
everything
made
up
it to
front.
have.
Okay.
Yeah, you pay by day.
It's by day, so
Yeah, not by stop.
you're good. It's pretty generous. It's just by day. But you continue onward until just a short time later, perhaps 45 minutes or so, you arrive at a stop. We're like, oh my god, I didn't think we had any stops until we got to Marketplace. That's the next stop. What is it? Oh god! It's the border!
Buh.
I put the fomenting paper in the potable hole.
Peppy is desperately trying to swallow balloons filled with white powder, but it's not drugs, it's just flour. He's just trying to see if he can do it.
Dirk, you have to put all that poison up your ass right now.
Okay.
I hope it's sealed. Put the jar in.
Put the jar in.
He's probably done that before. It's fine. He's got experience shoving highly toxic poisons into his asshole.
Yeah, it's what he had to do for the first, like, 5 or 6
For like
years.
the second, for the second decade of his life, that's pretty much what he did.
Yeah. It's the prison. It's the prison pocket. You gotta put it somewhere. Yeah, you can see, pulling up to this sort of like stern fort, basically, just here on the edge of the border. Walls extending a little ways in either direction. It's not like the whole border of Thrain isn't walled, but there's like some walls here. You could easily dodge border patrol if you just wanted to fucking run through the woods somewhere, but they're not manning all the borders. It'd be fucking crazy.
Well, we don't have contraband, do we?
Let me check.
Somebody threw away Schmupton's drugs, I think, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
The
a
ranch
Drugs? I thought you
Yeah,
just
she
said-
had Dream
Export
Lily.
Ranch?
Oh, I have drugs.
Yeah, you probably have Dream Lily too, huh?
I have the necrotic dream lily.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
I'm gonna.
It's okay. That can also go up Dirk's ass.
Yeah.
No.
I'm hiding.
Might want to
I'm
put that in a jar.
Put that in the jar first. Don't want him to die instantly.
Give him a suppository of death during the lily.
Jesus Christ. Dungeons and
It'll
fucking
be
Dragons.
just like those drug mules gone wrong.
so, you see, boarding the train now, are Thrainish soldiers. Pretty much all it looks to be archers. That's generally, like, the bulk of their forces are archers. In sort of silver leather and mail with the burning arrowhead emblem that Jane now has a copy of. Led by this, like, stern-looking older man with a widow's peak and, like, sort of like a white half-cape, who looks, just humorless. And one of the, soldiers you can see is leading this sort of like, how big would I say this is? I'm trying to think of a point of comparison. That's too big. Like a real big dog.
Okay.
Sized, not like a Great Dane because that's way too tall, but like a big dog.
Okay.
Like a taller crocodile. A draconic creature. With white scales. And just like sort of like frosty blue eyes. Which is just being like sort of led in front of them on like this chain. And you can see that it is like swiveling its head around and it's just like like looking over people very closely.
Do we know what the creature is? Does anyone know what the creature is?
Somebody can make a I'd say like a nature check.
I have +5. What does
Nature.
everyone else have?
You can do it.
I make sure to put my 3 milli in the portable hole.
You can do it 'cause I have
11.
disadvantage.
11?
Shit.
11 nature.
You are not 100% sure. You know that this is some sort of, like, creature with some lineage relating to dragons. It's draconic in nature. But you know that they are often used as, like guard dogs, basically, and, like, sometimes they're used to track contraband, like drugs.
Okay, just stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Generally drugs.
It's a drug dog.
It's basically
Okay, that's all.
It's
Okay,
basically
okay,
a drug
okay.
sniffing dog.
Okay.
But it's a dragon. And they essentially conduct a rigorous drug search. You can see a couple of times that creature just sort of like, and you see like a little bit of like almost like this cold mist rolling out from its jaws. And you'll see the Thranish soldier sort of like reach over and like grab roughly for the person that he was looking at and sort of like search them a little more thoroughly. You can also see one of them, like Barmok, when they get down to steerage, Barmok is sort of like trailing along with them, the conductor. And one of them seems to get into some sort of argument with him that is like very low and hushed and like is sort of gesturing at the train car, but they're trying to keep it down low.
Can we tell what they're saying?
Well, you're not there. You're in luxury.
Oh, sorry. Where are they? They're where someone else is?
This would be in steerage where this is happening.
Oh, okay.
Hear what they're saying?
If you can make a reserve, which is not disadvantaged because it's not your eyes.
Yeah. My perception should actually be utilized in this game. I'm gonna roll fucking 2 perception. I finished assembling my desk. Oh, yeah, that's a nice roll. 10.
10? It's pretty quiet.
5 plus 5, baby.
These, the guards are very stiff and humorless and, kind of rude, honestly. But
Dude.
they're going about their job. And, you guys are approached, and these Thranish soldiers, those of you in luxury as well, are also approached, and are basically asking essentially just to see I gotta do an accent. Identification papers, and what is your business in the train?
Is adventuring a business? Does that count?
Probably, but, you know, they're gonna write down, fucking watch this guy on...
Yeah, I don't know.
Tourism?
Road chef, cooking, I don't know. Well, I'll have to wait until they get to me, I guess. Are they at me and Grom?
They
say this to everyone.
Yeah, this is like just like overall.
Okay.
I flashed them the Decaneth badge thingy. And I said,
Right, I forgot.
You flash them.
How's business?
They sort of like look over that and they look really annoyed. And they pick it up and they sort of look it over and they flip it over and hand it to the guy in charge who peers at it through slitted eyes. And then he hands it back and he says, "Enjoy your stay in train." It's just like walks away annoyed.
Thank you.
By that point, as soon as they're walking away, I've managed to pull mine out and I'm holding it up like, hey, me too.
You can see actually, as they were investigating, as they were standing by Grund and Vothnak, you saw a little bit of mist coming out of the mouth of the drug dragon, looking in the direction of Vothnak.
Well, I gave it to. Actually,
You gave it to Dirk, didn't you?
Yeah, but you had it on you.
Oh.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay, that's cool.
But
I
as
see.
soon as you guys start flashing those Kenneth badges, they just pull it away.
They just get defeated, and they're like, oh man.
Basically, you just went diplomatic immunity, and they had no choice.
I say, I'm a sovereign citizen, sir. I'm traveling.
They turn back. They fire all of their arrows directly into the back of your big bald head.
That's
They all
kind
bounce
of,
off.
Yeah, because he doesn't wish to create joinder with the arrows. He's immune.
They violated the NAP.
I do not wish to create joiner with your weapons.
So
So they cannot joiner my skull.
but you are everything seems to go well. Are the rest of you? What are the rest of you guys doing? Or same deal? Or
No, I mean, no,
I'm gonna-
I didn't. I was in a completely different place. I didn't see him do that at all.
Yeah.
no. No. Well, sure, but like, I mean,
With what?
Yeah, what do you mean by that?
oh, I mean, when they come to you for your like, you know, your ID and business.
Oh, okay. I tell them that I'm doing research for a project in Moorgrave, and I show them my notes, for like the Blackcap Mountains and all that.
They
that I
look into the
took for, like, the
Blackcap
library.
Mountains and all this, and they just sort of. They just seem like immediately super bored by it, and they just are like, yeah, whatever. They
Exactly. You bore them to death.
They hear research and they're like, and then he says mountains and like,
Yeah, you see, there's like geologic drawings, and they're like, oh, I don't fucking care. And they just keep moving,
See,
basically.
now I won't be on their fucking list.
Yeah.
They
He's
say,
like
"Cringe."
big nerd is what they write down.
And then they write,
Big
they
fucking
write
nerd.
down
on the
big
big nerd list.
big nerd, kill on sight.
Death penalty.
There are no nerds in the train. There are good holy men who are jocks. We all play football.
I love that stuff.
They say it to Jane too.
All right. Hi. We are, you know, making, doing a trip for inspiration for our new fashion line. I open the portable hole and show them all the outfits.
Didn't you put all the drugs in the portable hole?
No, we put them in Dirk's portable hole.
Well, the fomenting paper, I don't think is going in Dirk's ass.
Yeah, well, that's not going to be visible from the. top of
That
the
was
hole.
just casted. They look in and they see all of the fucking fancy clothes and stuff, and you see all of them immediately go like this. They've been like listening to you like patiently, and then they see all the fancy clothes and all the racks and stuff, and they just go.
Every time they're just like, interesting thing? Not interesting thing.
These are
Oh.
austere men of God. They care little for fashion.
They thought they were going to see some cool
I'm
G.I.
just proving
Joes.
that that's what I'm doing.
They look at that and they say, "Where are the frocks?"
In the back on the left.
Oh, very nice.
Where are the socks?
That's a lovely habit.
Yeah, I'm a costumer. I have like all kinds of clothes.
Yeah, you got like weird. You got a bunch of weird.
I got like peasant's clothes. I got king clothes. I got the queen of the night.
You got a big Pope's hat.
Yeah,
On a
this is like all sorts of weird stuff.
They seem satisfied, and they look at Zan and Zan says, I'm with her.
Yes, we.
Is we are doing that. And they're like, fine. They go about their business. You see, most of your companions do fine. 19 and Cole definitely get questioned a little longer. It doesn't look like, they're not like saying like, where were you on the night of, like, it's not like, they don't seem to be like suspicious of their business in Sharn. It looks like they're kind of giving all of the Warforged a hard time. That are in the vehicle, in the train. But eventually, they are all let through. You see 19 sort of leaning over, uncomfortable, and says, sort of like leaning over to where Vothnak and Grond are sitting, and says, They marked me down because I don't have identification papers, so hopefully that doesn't come back on me.
Oh, hopefully. Maybe place to hide in Cragmore.
I was never issued identification papers because I was a slave, so...
Did they even ask any of us for identification papers?
They did, which I think everybody would have except for probably Vothnak, but Vothnak had the Canath thing and waved that, and that works too. Everybody would have like some kind, because most of you guys are like proper citizens of, like everybody, but Vothnak is a proper citizen of Sharn, so.
Yeah, even Zan has forged documents.
Yeah, but Zan's got that good, like, you know, he knows the Changeling Connect. You gotta do what you gotta do when you're pretending to be a person.
Zan isn't.
I mean, honestly, they're probably legitimate documents. It's just not his real name or, you know.
Yeah,
race.
no, it's a created person.
Yeah. But eventually, the train is allowed to pass, and 4 people are detained and taken off the train.
I hope they're okay. I hope they're taken off for fun, a pizza party.
So
They don't look
I guess
like they're
that is
going
the
to a
question.
pizza party.
Oh.
That's a question for all the Warforged when because they were released from slavery or whatever you want to call it.
Yes.
Did they not get citizenship as well? Were they just in an in between?
Some Warforged have applied for it, and some have gotten it. It definitely seems like the system drags its heels, but they weren't, like, awarded citizenship. They would just have to
It wasn't an
get it. They were named citizens of the Empire, like, officially. Or not of the Empire, of the 5 nations, like, officially. Like, they're protected under Thronehold law. But but they weren't all given like driver's licenses.
Because they can't drive.
They can't drive. None of them. Not a one.
None of them can drive.
Never.
The train begins to move on into Thrain, which looks a lot like Breland, but a little farther north.
Exotic.
I mean, it's you're like 4 feet over the border, and the main difference between Breland and Thrain, in many ways, is that one of them was trying to kill the other, and I guess one of them's a little more religious. It's definitely a lot. As you're heading north, you can definitely see the climate changing from the sort of very warm, almost kind of like Florida kind of vibe of like lower Breland where Sharn is.
You know, that explains a lot about the story.
Yeah. But like in general terms, that kind of like climate to up here through Thrain is more of a I don't know where you're at now, like probably the Midwest, honestly, like sort of like your you know, your Midwestern areas. To create a ballpark visual.
Chicago.
Chicago. The Windy City.
Chicago. Big Apple, baby.
Go to Chicago.
My lord.
The Bears.
The Bears. Go to Chicago for the Bears. Stay because you were murdered.
Milu is here.
Miller's here.
It's Milu.
And you rumble over the hills until, honestly, not that much further. Everything's kind of stacked up next to each other here. You very soon after are passing Fort Light. Now, Fort Light is a large fort of white brick, topped by a pair of towers blazing with silver flame. The walls are layered with enormous mirrored shields, jutting out on gear-laden arms. And there are several large scaffolding structures covered in these plates, almost like stadium lights. The archers on the walls stand beside siege staffs and behind parapets with the same mirror sheen. Everything here in the later hours of the day is glowing almost with this unearthly light. It is a strange-looking building, to be sure.
Is this the actual border to Aundar?
Fort Light is
right
near
next
the
to it.
border. This is a Thranish outpost that's like a couple, like a few dozen miles from the border. It's pretty close. It definitely doesn't look like it has the wear and tear of Sword Keep. You don't know if that's just because this is a better funded establishment or if it fared a lot better during the war. Hard to say.
I
But
assume it must have been pretty built up if it survived 2 borders, or being on 2 borders.
yeah, it's in a tight spot there.
Right on the border is a Buca de Beppo.
But you can see, around.
Family style.
But you can definitely see those big mirrored shields. At a certain point, it looks like you could see like some, I don't know, maybe trainees or something are sort of wiping some of them down. And as they're doing so, there are people up top who are like sort of moving these large sort of wheels and levers around that are like rotating and like changing the angles of these mirrored shields so that they can be accessed better. It looks like they're all like they can all be moved individually.
Their
For
spotlight.
cleaning purposes.
Fort Light.
They don't look like lights. They look like mirrors basically. But
They reflect the light from something else.
Fort Light.
So spotlights, basically.
There's boot light.
you're actually you're a learned guy. You can make a history check. Why not?
They're for burning
Doing a lot of those.
anthills.
Let's see, history is +8.
And for burning it. There are a lot of anthills.
Wow.
in this area.
Ooh.
They have a serious ant problem.
You don't know
is
shit
what
about
learned.
I was asleep that class.
Yeah.
Just gone, dude.
You were like
Still got a 9 though.
you were like,
so.
oh yeah, that's
Yes.
Fort Light. I missed all those fucking questions. That was a black mark.
I remember they mentioned that in class.
They talked about
said
that
I missed
shit. I was deep in a Book-to-Took book.
Ooh,
I
say
was
that 10
deep-
times fast.
Deep in a Book-to-Took. as it's known
Oh,
among
no.
the Book-to-Took community.
When I retire, that's gonna be the name of the little kitschy souvenir shop that I run.
Book-to-Took.
After I prove that the Puktatuk is real.
It's gonna be called Book-to-Took, and you're gonna sell little
Puktatuk. And
plushes.
it's all the books of like different cryptids and stuff, and they're gonna have little magnets of Puktatuk.
And keychain.
and
And keychains.
And shot glasses.
A shot
And you know the keychains, but they all have like your name on it. Like I have a
Yeah.
bunch of them.
Yeah.
There's a
But it's all
novel.
fucked up Nick spelling, so it's like John spelled G-O-H-N.
G-O-N-E.
G-O-H-N? Wow, that is wild.
John!
That's nuts.
Yeah, that's a nickname.
Joan.
What about J O
Okay.
H?
Okay.
And that's it. John.
And that's John
Yeah. The end
with
is.
with a invisible N.
Hold on.
is
I
invisible.
might blow your minds here for a second. This is
Yeah.
real. This is real. You
Okay.
might already know this. Let me tell you how to spell John in Turkish.
Okay.
Oh boy.
C-A-N.
All right. Yeah, that was
John.
a crazy guy.
That's John.
Oh, that's the weird
God.
C though, isn't it?
Yeah,
Is
yeah,
that C with the quail top on it?
maybe. I
No,
don't
but
know.
it's a C and a G sort of thing.
I think
Yeah,
I've
and it's
definitely seen
John.
John spelled before Y-A-N. That was a weird one.
Jan.
Yeah, I think that's like Greek or something.
Yeah.
Or maybe something else. Wait, no, I think Greek does.
I think
Y
it's
as
I
well.
think it's from Edgewood. I think.
No. Shut up. I also got that from Russian. The Y is a J.
Yeah, that's always fun. So Peppy doesn't know shit. That's what the sound the train makes.
Crimes.
It's fucking electric.
I just shocked
Oh, I
myself
thought that
on
was
the
gonna be
rails.
good.
for
It's a
getting
lightning.
something wrong.
It's a lightning train. Guess what, though? You've only just been out of this border crossing for like a couple of hours. Idiots,
Another
dummies.
border
It's another border already. Welcome to the border of Aundarian.
What is this one gonna do?
You pull
Dirk sighs and opens up his asshole.
up. You shouldn't have even taken them out. You should have just left them in there.
He probably forgot they were in there.
Yeah, you know what? They're still in there.
Okay, everyone, we gotta, because we're gonna have to cross the border again. get into Cragmore,
When you go
right?
back into Breland, yeah.
So we just remember we'll have to spread the fucking house.
I
symbol.
mean,
I thought
maybe
you
we're
were
not
saying
going back for
spread
a
the
while.
cheeks.
No, I mean we have to go down to Cragmore. We'll cross the border again.
Yeah.
How about we just dump all our drugs?
No.
Yeah, that seems crazy. That
One
poison fucking necrotic dream lily is gonna become incredibly useful in session 93, and you're gonna be glad you kept it.
Yes.
We're gonna poison an ambassador.
Yeah.
Put it in his teeth.
You have a lot of
Not
options
only-
to do that.
Not only will he be dead, he will be seen as being a Dream Lily user, and his fucking
legacy is
legacy will be
ruined.
destroyed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He claims to
Remember-
have not inhaled.
Remember Toronto's mayor who did crack
Yes, I do.
and then didn't resign?
He just did more crack.
He just did more crack.
I was like, "Are you doing crack?" And he was like,
Yes.
And I'll do more.
And he's just actively sweating from all the crack.
Yeah. You could see out the window, the sort of soldiers riding up from a little bit further away. It looks like the train stops a little bit further away from the fort. And the gentleman at the lead is upon a spectral steed. A ghostly horse that he leaps off of, and it vanishes in a puff of mist.
Show off. Why can't I fucking have that?
And they come aboard. You can see magnificent blue knights emblazoned with the crest of the Dragonhawk, which is the symbol of Aundarian. With these plumed helms with like black and white feathers, and led by the gentleman who came off the Phantom Steed, with this tall, proud gentleman with a shimmering glamour weave cape. This, like, waxed black, perfect mustache and lantern jaw. And, on his hip, you could see his longsword is, like, there are runes on it that are, like, glowing faintly blue. And you can definitely see...
Until I saw the glamour weave.
Glamour weave hater. Glamour weave is cool. You can definitely see these soldiers are also a little bit stiff in the way that the Thranish soldiers were stiff, but they're stiff in a different way. And you get the vibe that this guy who's currently leading the little entourage here is like a way superior officer who has just showed up and decided to insert himself into today's activities, and they're a little bit uncomfortable about it.
You're welcome.
That kind
showing up. Yeah, let's do an inspection.
Yeah, and they're kind of like they're a little bit on guard around this like important guy, like sort of like trying to make sure their fucking T's are crossed, their I's are dotted.
Impromptu observation.
Yeah, they're saluting real firm and stuff. Like, one of them pulls out a wand. You can see a couple of them have wands on them instead of weapons. One of them even has a book on their hip. Very magical, the Aundarian military. And the one with the wand just starts sort of like passing it over people as they strut through. And it's just sort of like...
Is this a drug book?
It's something.
Uh-oh. Was he drinking?
You can see it's definitely a lot friendlier of an atmosphere though. This commander fellow is sort of walking alongside Barmok for most of it, and they're talking to each other in Aundarian, and they're just sort of like chuckling to each other, and like at one point it claps Barmok on the back. It seems like they might know each other from somewhere. And it's definitely a little bit more of a relaxed atmosphere. He definitely seems very like regal and fancy and stylish, but this guy seems like, he doesn't seem like an asshole. The other guy, the Thranish guy, seemed like he was kind of a dick. This guy seems okay.
They're like two Sims talking to each other. They're like speaking Simlish. Like, what the faba wab?
That's what Aundarian sounds like.
Faba Gawandi.
Grunk!
Guambo Plondi. Guaslambo.
Swambo Congo.
Frigo Babalam.
Wagga wagga glup shitto glub blendo bomblo.
I can do this all night.
Twigo
If I do
Frida.
this, I mean listening to it. I can't do it myself.
The guards are watching.
What are they? What?
You doing that?
Grod, your bird.
What?
Grod, your bird. Grod, shut up your bird.
Oh, I'll get you better.
I think the bird's joining in on the races. Boy.
It's so loud.
I know exactly what that bird is saying. That bird is saying, Grombo Wimbablor.
This is so entertaining for you.
Legrino.
They're gonna...
Yeah.
Guys.
It's not...
Fire the Blonda sing.
It's not necessarily like it's the nonsense words, but really what it is the tone you have to affect.
It's perfect.
What
Yeah,
is there like Simlish, but like
What do you
but like a mental breakdown, like Gaflarga, Bluga, Schliga Bongo.
Basically,
Klino, Morgan,
They
Kleem,
overact everything, which
Storgen,
is
Klagen, Dorsch, Frigla!
yeah, they do because they overact everything and their faces are monstrous.
I need the ending of the lighthouse in Simlish.
He doesn't say anything in the ending of the lighthouse, he just screams.
I mean, like the whole ending sequence.
He's fucking...
I need the fond of me lobster bit in Simlish.
Yeah.
Gaflarga, Bligo. Gaflarga,
Blarg! Blarg! Ginga blango! Blarg! Bigangolinga! Now,
Smorgele, Bargen, Kliegen, Grurg.
It needs to be like a Midwestern accent though, because all Sims have just a very vanilla American accent.
Peter Clarney.
Oh God. Gaflarga, Blango.
Alright, we gotta stop. We've been doing this for like
We're
5
funny.
minutes.
Bort.
do you think that the Aundarians are gonna be upset with this?
Imagine you two see two people talking in a foreign language and you just go Gaflarga, Blinga, Blango.
Those people are the guards performing the inspections, of course. It's important to note that.
Oh, Gaflarga, Blinga, Blinga. I don't have any drugs in my bag.
Yeah, when I go to the border to get into France, and the guy's like talking to the other, border control agent, and he says like, I go up to him and I say, that's what you sound like.
That's what you sound like. Let me in.
Why don't you speak American?
You go, oh!
He says,
Oh, fuck.
could you show me your passport? And you say, why don't you say that like a person, fucking loser? Why don't you voulez-vous my dick? Anyways,
Dumb.
they are now looking at you very aggressively. They... all of you are flagged as the wand is passed over you.
What?
And by that, I mean, the guy with the wand is not, like, stopping at anybody. At a couple of people, and by a couple of people, I mean almost exclusively you in the car. He sort of waves the wand, and there's just, like, a little, like red orb floating above your head.
I look at it and I say,
Are we wanted on Interpol?
I put my my house Kenneth badge on my hat.
Guys, we might need to make a very hasty getaway.
And you see
Shit, what happened? What? Wait, fuck, what?
We have evil red orbs over our heads after he did the check with
And
the
it's
wand.
only us.
Mostly.
Wait a minute. Things over our head.
Yeah, like a number.
Oh my gosh, we're Sims now!
Larga Fliga Bongo!
they're red orbs.
Ringo.
It's just not Veron equivalent.
The Aundarians have the crystal.
Have the green crystal.
Yeah. All right.
okay.
You see, the commander, sort of, like, looks over at the orbs and says,
Well, there is always some, I suppose.
I look at the orb as well. I say,
attempting to look knowing.
yeah, like, oh yes, quite, of course.
And people are sent over to you, and they say,
Are you transporting any magical contraband?
Is magic
What
band
constitutes as magical contraband?
Well, we have detected that you have magical items on your person. We would like to examine these, please.
Oh, in general?
Okay.
Jerk holds up the thingy.
Yeah.
House business, cape is magic.
Yeah.
You hold up the can of thing, and they just sort of like.
Smile.
They look back at the commander, and he says, "What is it?" And he walks over. How's Ganith, huh?
Hey.
Fair enough. You might want to be careful about who you wave that around up here, though.
Oh, do people not like Canith?
Not Ganith South. You're not
Oh.
coming up to cause any trouble with our boys in Ganith East in Fairhaven, are you? Oh shit,
No.
Ganith West.
You
Oh
fuck.
no.
Well,
No.
That would be
my
actually-
advice to you is, if you have to show those to somebody around here, cover the south part with your finger, so that they do not know.
Big brain.
Okay.
Some people, House Ganith South has some enemies up here. Just word to the wise.
Thank you.
Enjoy the rest of your journey.
You too.
You too.
And he looks back at you and he says, relish humor.
He's gonna think.
Say, oh thank God, he thought it was a joke.
But yeah, they're gonna question all of you about your magical items.
Are magical items banned, or are they just looking
They're
for
not
specific
banned,
magical
they
items?
just want to see what they are.
Okay.
And probably depending documentation. Because then
Do you have a
Actually, I
license
don't
for
know.
that ring?
Oh no, I stole it from a dead guy.
Alrighty then. Finders keepers, eh?
I mean,
you find it.
That's right, I would say. And is legal law. It's in the law. Finders keepers. We run a horrible nation here.
where's that dialect from? Nice?
Yeah, it's pretty nice to meet you.
Oh.
That from Ardennes?
They're British now. This one dude's British.
I'm a transplant. We could be here
It's
too.
it's a speech impediment.
It's a speech.
I was dropped on my head as a baby, and now I'm Cockney.
It's a speech impediment to be British.
Actually, that's how everybody gets to be Cockney. They get dropped on their head.
You go with that.
I
It's
thought it was
time.
to talk to.
We
It's
drop
terminal,
letters where we speak.
Go let you guys live.
So, Jane, how do you respond to them questioning about your music?
I've been paying attention. To
Yeah,
this,
hell yeah.
and, what are they checking?
All you heard when they went up to you and asked you, they're like, Harbour.
Are you watching videos of Simlish?
What is the
You fucking piece of shit! Close that shit now!
The way her face just completely fucking scrunched up when you said that.
Jesus Christ.
Dude, do you ever play poker?
No, I don't know.
Because you shouldn't.
No, it's just one of my favorite videos that I saw recently.
Shut the fuck up.
Is the
Just shut
Instagram
fuck
live
up.
one?
Yeah, it's the last for
Last
me,
for
dude.
me, dude.
Oh my god. You know what? They
Stupid.
So
take
they-
Jane into custody. She's getting arrested.
I said last for me.
You just start laughing
thinking
and
that while
talking
she's thinking-
nonsense at them, and they arrest you, and you're going to Aundarian prison.
You know, this session has been full of very fun nonsense words. We started with bazooper cancer, and we're having with Lost Flooby Doo.
Oh god.
Color
I feel like if we're in a Hanna-Barbera show.
All right,
with all these
you,
fucking
you get
stupid
over the
names.
fucking border. Whatever.
But
What did they say to me?
No, whatever. It's over. It's done. Pay attention.
They're questioning you for your magical
No,
items.
it's done. We're past it. You did it. You succeeded.
I did it.
they're like, Madame,
Nick's just
what do
defeated.
you have of magical items? Malarmy do!
Understood.
She is, how you say, slow in the head.
They're so embarrassed for me. They're just like,
Just like
slowly
that,
close
The guy,
the door,
the guy with the
then
glamour
it's
weave
like-
cape strokes his waxed mustache. He says, cringe. And he departs.
This is how you say, cringe.
How you say in British, this is not it chief.
Epic fail.
That you're sounding Japanese.
yeah, epic goof.
I had to do French.
Oh,
This
this
is how
is
you
an
say,
epic fail.
Epic fail.
Yeah, that would do it.
Watashi wa epic fail.
This.
This.
Sweet.
He's really thirsty.
So no.
I'm so tired. It's 11:51 and we just got the giggles.
This is just like one of our worst sessions.
I think
I think
Say
it's
that
better
every
than
other
the grand.
Yeah, and
I think
it's
better than the
always
grand
true.
queso.
It's true every time.
El pollo es grande queso.
I think it's better than the pollo grande.
The
queso.
lightning rail travels now into
But
the
not by much.
Aundarian countryside, which you can see does actually have a bit of a difference. It's definitely starting to get a bit more. It almost looks cultivated, a lot of the wild here. It looks like the Aundarians take a lot of pride in their country, so to speak, and are constantly preening the parts of it that people are looking at, because they want to look fancy. You get a real aesthetics vibe from Aundar. They're definitely into aesthetics. There's some fucking fashionable nights. Definitely more so than the comparatively restrained and austere Thrainish gentlemen and the sort of rough and tumble Brailish soldiers that you've seen. These are the pretty boys. But soon, as the sun begins to dip below the horizon, casting the world in reds and yellows and purples, you begin to see Marketplace, your destination. The station that you're pulling up at the edge of town is one of the only permanent structures in the town, other than a couple others scattered throughout. It's mostly a gargantuan campsite of hundreds and hundreds of multicolored tents and caravans and stalls. This enormous bazaar that just sort of spreads over the hillsides around you. And, you can hear, even as you're pulling up, the thunder of the commerce of this vast marketplace is rivaling the electric shriek of the train itself. And you can see many, many people about on the streets, even here in the now waning hours of the day, hawking wares and being hawked to. And as you arrive, Barmok declares, "We've arrived at Marketplace. We shall be proceeding on to passage in 2 hours' time."
We must.
That doesn't really.
That.
Yeah.
And with
Okay, thanks. Bye-bye.
Zan, Zoe,
The other guy.
Zantine, Zol,
Pyro.
and Zyro,
So,
you depart Zizrain,
Cool.
Zenzu, Zarive, Zinzarkit place.
Nice.
Zunzarkin Luby.
Stop.
We gotta stop. We gotta stop.
Dude, I would love to go to Luby's. That's so awesome.
Yes. And you could see a myriad of tents about you, many shops, dozens of them even, hundreds. Literally, there's hundreds. Some of the more notable ones you catch immediately. You could see a sort of near the center, definitely the biggest tent of the lot by like a wide margin, is this massive golden big top style tent with a series of waving banners over the top that are sort of like overlapping to create like sort of like the visual illusion of a dragon in flight. And you can see sort of like in luminous letters over the front is the Golden Dragon Inn. With the symbol of House Galanda on it.
The Golden Dragon in what?
Yep.
This is one of their big hotel chains.
Yeah, that's their chain. They've got themselves a sort of tent version here in Marketplace.
Is it being fumigated, or is it actually just a tent?
It's a tent.
Okay.
Most of the things here are tents or caravans or stalls or things like that. The vast
So there's a
majority.
tent hotel.
It seems to be. You don't know how it
Neat.
works. EBERRON's magic.
It's a magical world.
You can see a large, billowing blue silken tent with a hologram of its name, like a glowing hologram sort of thing of its name with like flashing lights about it that says, "Your friend's magical mysteries."
That's kind of neat. I like that.
You can see off a little ways there's this sort of like moss and fungus covered hut on this like almost like a big chunk of rock that is walking around on legs, or is like just sort of crouched there on legs, with a sign over it that says the Hut of Ixpris. Ixpris.
Fungus Express.
And
Pizza Hut and Panda Express.
and a number of others, including War on Wheels, The Magician's Closet, Park's Pets, Smell Good, Scroll Masters, Bottled Weather, and Repair Thyself.
Bottled weather. That sounds like a Lyrandar thing.
Weather in a bottle. It's crazy.
They control the weather like the
rain in
Pegasus.
a bottle. I saw rain in a bottle. I'm like, wow, really? And they're like, yeah, here it is. It's just a bottle
It's
of water.
Dasani.
And there are many people going about, and they're shopping.
Oh, exciting
Women
shopping episode.
Okay, gentlemen. Go shopping.
Okay.
But first, I turn around
I sit and I watch.
and I wave bye-bye to the choo-choo.
It's sitting there for like another 2 hours.
Yeah, but I'm leaving
We're
it.
leaving
so-
it now.
Okay,
So
you wave goodbye to it.
Yeah.
You see one of the electrical tendrils around the front just sort of detach it. You can go back.
Oh my god.
I am forever changed.
Yeah.
There's a living
yeah.
being powering this thing.
Oh my
Right,
goodness.
that's true.
gracious.
I
That's why they
swear.
got stopped.
Should
It
we
needs
should
to
we
rest.
tip? I mean,
I mean, really,
I don't think it gets any of the money.
I like, oh, that's
yikes.
it's like real and talking. Oh my god, it's so beautiful. It's a connection. We made a
Yeah, this-
connection. Okay.
Yeah, no, I mean, I feel like we should tip it. It went above and beyond.
Yeah, I don't know how to do that. Should we just like throw coins into its thing so that the
Yeah,
electric?
throw coins at the locomotive. At the electrical.
No, just,
and-
maybe just some
How about leave some coins on the track?
Yeah, and it'll be like
Sure.
zip. Ooh, I love conductive stuff. Right?
Nom, 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 nom.
Exactly. I'm gonna just
I forgot to change the track.
put a copper wire on the track. And no one will notice. Ooh, that's a Horpsicard. I like that guy. Turn that up. Where's that music button? First, we should go to the weather in a bottle. What was that? Scroll Masters also?
Scroll Masters.
I love this music.
Does the design of the storefront give any hints as to what Scroll Masters is? Just like writing with stuff?
It's a Scroll Masters in flowing script. It's this sort of like, it's a stall. It's Scroll Masters in this sort of billowing script. And you can see sitting behind it is an elderly goblin with an enormous nose and tiny eyes. And like just long, like he's like on like a high stool, and he's wearing long robes black robes that go all the way to the ground. And he is sitting there like fingers steepled next to an easel.
Oh, nice. He's gonna do caricatures.
Is that true?
And they're gonna be made out of words.
He's going to describe a caricature to us.
Yeah.
Yeah, please.
Go shopping, fellas.
I go up to the goblin and I say to the goblin,
Welcome to Scroll Masters.
Hello. What do you do?
Well, for a pittance, I can take your very visit and make it funny.
Oh. That sounds very cool. Please do it.
my vote. Oh, throat hurts.
It is only
Tell me
one silver piece to receive the blessing of the Scroll Master.
I give him a silver piece.
Very
Please.
good. Sit there patiently and allow me to craft my masterpiece.
Yes. I will not move even one little bit.
If you do, we'll have to start over.
That will not happen. Watch this.
I enter static mode.
How many modes does Frothneck have?
At
He
least
sees you enter
7.
static mode and he says, "Marvelous!" And he sets to work. So he pulls out like his quill and just whoosh, it goes shing when he pulls it out. And then he sets about scrolling about the canvas. So
While
Vodnike's
this is
doing that.
going
Anybody
on-
else doing anything?
Can I go to weather? Weather in a bottle?
Bottled weather?
Bottled weather?
Alright.
I was gonna say, I'm looking at some online caricature artists. They all fucking suck at his big heads. Nothing's exaggerated at all, except. Yeah.
Hey, I have to go to a doctor's appointment at 10:30, so I'm gonna go.
That's cool, man.
But
Yeah,
like
we're up to
nine,
go to
so-
bed. I'm going to go to bed too.
Okay. Good night.
Later.
You guys were great.
You
Night.
were.
Thanks
Like a
for-
blue bop.
Bottled weather is a caravan. It's just sort of like out of the back of like a traveling wagon, almost like a covered wagon. You can see the wagon is like has a it basically has like a sunroof, like where it can sort of pull back the roof part of it, and could be used for stargazing and like just open air. It is currently open, and there's just a halfling, just sort of sitting there kicking his feet. This middle-aged looking gentleman with these like sort of bushy sideburns and big bright blue eyes, who just sort of waves at you as you approach. He says, "Hey there, welcome to Bottled Weather.
Hello.
I'm Paul.
Hey.
I'm Paul 3 times.
Hey, Paul.
That's exactly right. That's
wondering-
why I'm called that.
I'm wondering what your business is.
Well, I
your
sell
wares?
I sell bottled weather.
Explain.
Well, I just did. Well, you see, I've developed a strategy by definitely legal means of harnessing weather energy and containing it within a vessel.
Okay. What are some of your more popular options?
Well, everybody likes a sunny day. And he reaches over and he pulls out like this big, like, hefty mason jar that is just like glowing yellow. He says, "This here is a sunny day." He sets it down. Now this one is popular as a prank. This is torrential downpour. And he sets this one down, and you can see it's just like spattered water just constantly against the interior. Just this one here, it's not as popular because it's very dangerous, but I do make it. This is freak lightning storm. And he sets it down, you can just see
Freak lightning storm, you say?
This one is tornado, and you can see just
Tornado, you say?
on the inside. He says, "This one is, it's just too damn hot." And sets it on, and you can just see it's just like glowing
Is it a
red,
dry
almost
heat?
like.
Is it a dry heat?
This one is. This one, and he pulls out another one that's also glowing
Swamp
red,
ass.
but you can see fucking mosquitoes inside. This is
Oh,
a
no.
wet heat.
Pulls another hot one. Another scorcher.
Another scorcher. I've got a lot of those. This one here is snowstorm. Snow on the interior, just sort of like this whirlwind of white. And I almost forgot about this little number. I'm a gnome. Pulls this one out, and he says, "This one is well, you can see what it is." He sets it down, and you can just see there are frogs banging on the inside of the glass.
It's raining frogs?
It can happen.
That's a plague. That's a plague.
I've got a couple more, but that's a nice overview.
Okay, how much would are they all the same price? Are they? Well, what's the situation here?
Oh, they're all the same price. It's a little difficult to do, so they're not super cheap. But it's not gonna put you out of it's not gonna break your bank.
Numbers?
How much you got?
Show me what's
Just
in your
kidding.
pocket.
I'm just kidding.
How much you got, bitch?
Or else I'll look at the frog one.
Well, the safe ones are 40 a piece, and the more dangerous ones are 60.
What exactly happens when you unleash these?
If you open it up or break it, I don't care. It's just a glass jar. It will fill an entire room with this weather. Or if you're outside, it'll be a pretty good sized radius.
So.
And it'll last for I think there's usually a good 10 minutes or so backed up in there.
So basically, it creates a sort of circumference of this weather for 10 minutes.
What if it's released in a smaller area?
Then it'll be real messy.
Hmm.
What if you confine it in some sort of metal tube with a cap at the end?
Well, I'm not sure. It might just, like, billow out.
I was thinking pipe bomb, but smoke grenade, but thunderstorm.
I mean, you could just fill the jar, couldn't you?
Yeah, but it looked cool.
I'd have
Yeah.
to package it in there. If you open up the jar to put it in something else, it'll just happen.
Don't worry, guys, check this out. Just like looking directly down the bottle.
Hey guys, I bought this thunderstorm.
You know, we need a bunch of these. We can use these to cause problems, and then one day get, like, Peppy falls off the side of a short drop, and all of them shatter in his bag.
It's just this fucking maelstrom of chaos.
Yeah, he dies.
This is a lot of money for something that's really cool, though.
Yeah, that's why it's money.
I know. I'm debating. You know, I'll sleep on it. I'll sleep on it. You know, we're gonna be in town. I don't want to go blowing all my money at the first stand I see, no matter how much I want that tornado.
Fair enough, I understand.
Do you have a business card?
I certainly do. And he hands it over and it says, Paul, with a little 3 up next to it.
Paul.
Little 3 exponent.
Paul, not cubed. The other one.
No, it is cubed.
Oh, yeah, you're right. It is cubed.
And that's
I
all
have
it
to go to
says.
bed. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go to bed, so I'll save the rest of the stores for next week.
Alright, fine. Very well. Then as the party has safely alighted in Marketplace, we'll market that place next time. Bye.
Bye bye. Bye. Yeah.